In just a moment, but first, a man is dead after being stopped by police. We do want to warn you, the footage you're about to see is graphic and has added new fuel to the national conversation and protests around the use of force.
Only the victim remains the victim while the truth slips through the system. Yet the goodness never sees the light of day. So we fight for what is right against injustice day and night. To achieve this goal, that's the only way. Somebody's colorful, someone is faceless, someone is powerful, somebody's tasteless. This one, that one, another one. We all are beautiful. Let's face it. If you ask me my name, I'll tell you the same. Just good. We're looking for truth to save all of you. Just good. To stop the radical web strike, which matters to every life. Then we'll see the end of all that is wrong. Change your mindset, change the law, change the concept, even the flaws. So together we can all stand tall. Somebody's colorful, someone is faceless.
And here we are. Welcome to another wonderful Friday night. It's the CrayolaSec Harsh Reality with myself and Harshmed and Mary Jane and Justin Del Toro and Scott Jr. How's everybody tonight? How are we doing?
It has been a fun Friday night, especially after hearing, certain music of people that we never want to talk about ever again. So, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Some really interesting music to listen to today. It was great. Thank you for sharing, Harsh. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Dude, my shoulder is all fucked up today. It feels like I chipped it or something weird.
That good old chipped shoulder. Wow.
Well, anyway, let's get to the headlines. According to numerous musings and rumors on social media, we are expected to have a food shortage by the end of this year. How many people here consider that to be a likelihood, and how many people consider that to be nonsense? That I don't know. I'll turn it over to the panel. It wouldn't surprise me either way if it's a ruse. It wouldn't surprise me either way if it's a major issue. So
what kind of food shortage are we talking? Like in general, like all.
I mean, hasn't that already started though, in a sense? Like with baby formula.
Basis formula. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to a doctor's office and I get lidocaine infusions every 2 weeks, and they haven't been able to get lidocaine, and so that's coming to a stop. I think a lot of things we're having shortages of, and I think it's going to get worse. But they've been telling us that for a while. There's been people screaming from the rooftops that we're going to have food shortages.
Well, according to CNET.com, supermarket shortages, 13 items that may be harder to find in the grocery store. Well, number one, I'm sorry, Justin, is beer. And no,
I haven't felt that at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
number two is ketchup, and number three, like MJ said, baby formula. Number four of all things is sriracha. Number five is tampons. Number six is
Sriracha?
popcorn. Yep. Number seven is bread. Number eight is pet food. Number nine is turkey, and number 10 is mustard. Number 11 is peaches, and number 12 is Halloween candy, and number 13 is champagne. I'll post the link in the comments below. But what I don't understand is, why are half of those things listed a necessity? Or at least a fourth of those things. Do we really need Halloween candy?
Halloween
Yeah,
candy?
tampons are probably pretty important, but
yeah, but
mustard. I mean, surely people can do without mustard.
Listen, well,
sriracha. Sriracha. When is sriracha become so widespread that there's going to be a shortage?
Well, listen, without the tampons, I mean, the ketchup and the sriracha shortage doesn't really matter because you basically have it at home anyway if you're not single.
Wait, what does that have anything to do with a tampon?
Nothing.
You're not supposed to soak the. You know what? I'm just. I don't even. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good job.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. No, that was a silly list. Turkey, I'll be just fine without turkey. I fucking hate turkey, to be honest.
Why would there be a turkey shortage?
I thought
did they all go on strike or something? I mean, come on.
It's 2022. Who knows, bro? Like,
wow.
Didn't like yeast go through the roof or something in price? Because it seems like I've seen something about beer being like a lot harder for people to make. So like that would make sense why it would be a shortage, I would think.
A shortage of what, yeast?
Beer, because it would be harder to make, wouldn't it?
Well, there's a shortage of yeast possibly, but otherwise that should not be the case. But you know, at this point, who knows? A lot of these shortages are manufactured, so who knows?
What's like the gasoline
I think they're all just
shortage.
Yeah, it's all Harsh's fault.
Yeah, fucking Harsh. You and your goddamn Circle K prices.
Circle K prices.
He got downgraded to Circle K. I'm sorry, bro.
What can we say? We must kick those foreigners out. Only the Americans can buy. We can't have you just crossing the border now.
That's horrible.
That's so terrible.
Better leave Circle K alone, man.
I like Circle K. It was a big part of the building.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Look, Circle K, bro. Look, right here.
It stays cold longer. It does.
Yeah, Polar Pop, bro.
I had this dumbass friend growing up. We would always.
No, it's not Circle K's. It's not Circle K's. He owns like 7-Elevens or some shit.
It's the Quickie Mart. What are you guys talking about?
The Quickie Mart.
Me and this dumb friend of mine, we get out of I didn't mean to say that word. We get out of middle school and hit Circle K and then like hang out and play video games all day or whatever, right? We're they got the big gulps and stuff. And he's like, this is a ripoff. And I'm like, how do you mean? And he's like, well, they know you're never gonna finish it. I'm like, dude, it was like $1.50 for like 40 ounces of soda. Why would they care if you finish it or not? How are they ripping you off? Kids are dumb. Well, I mean, I wasn't. I knew that he was stupid, so I guess I don't know. I'm dumb now as an adult, but that's different. What?
All right.
It's not a ripoff. It's $1.50 for 40 ounces of Coke.
No, it's not. It's 89 cents.
What?
For 44 ounces.
Oh, that's right. You don't live in California in commie land.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the land of senseless taxes.
Yep.
Oh, he muted his mic for that. That's about right.
Heart, how are
Hart,
you?
welcome to the show, sir.
Art, what's up? What's up? Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
Mr. Hart, what's going on in your neck of the woods? What can you tell us about some local stuff or national news that you might know about? What you got going on up there?
I really don't know. I stray away from the news like it's crazy out here. It's I really can't stand it. I can't. Few minutes of it, I'm going insane. Well, yeah, that's how the news works. It causes people to panic by design. There's that. There was something I can't remember. I might bring it up later. Winter's coming. Temperatures are finally expected to drop once we head into October. So there you go.
I would hope so.
Imagine it being 100 degrees and
I don't know. Last year we were wearing t-shirts and shorts for Christmas.
yeah, that was a weird Christmas right there.
Hey, can you guys like shut up?
Yeah.
You are talking way too much.
No, we're sifting headlines because like usual, me and Harsh didn't pre-plan. Because
listen, I didn't do it. It's okay. I didn't do anything either.
Right. Anyway, speaking of Justin,
and you guys can blame me.
Speaking of Justin, let's talk about his area of the country in regards to climate. According to a video, the climate, according to the Guardian, top highlighted, the climate crisis is now haunting video spotlights California wildfires. The release by a puppet-inspired activist group was timed with the global climate strike protest launching on Friday. In a chilling new video, Fridays for the Future, the youth led a climate movement inspired by, I'm not mentioning her name, filmmakers captured how escalating wildfires have devastated California's picturesque landscapes in hopes of igniting an urgent call to action. The short video titled, I Love You, California, sees a camera pan slowly over the aftermath of the megafires, apocalyptic scenes of smoldering canyons, communities reduced to rubble, and once lush hillsides turned to blackened moonscapes. The film is soundtracked by a haunting tradition of California state song, accompanied only by the sounds of quiet, rustling wind. The regional anthem of California, adopted in 1951, celebrates the beauty of California's rich, diverse natural landscape from the redwood forest to the natural exports of honey, fruit, and wine. Filmmaker said in a statement, today's lyrics ring a more painful than joyous to residents who are forced to watch the same forests and fields of grain burn down year after year. Fires have always been a part of the landscape across the U.S. West and are an essential part of many ecosystems that have evolved alongside them. But the climate crisis has turned up the dial, fueling a brutal new kind of wildfire, more likely to leave devastation in its wake. All right, that's all I'm going to read from that. Actually, I'll read one more thing. In the last 6 years, the state has seen 8 of its 8 largest fires on record, 13 of the most 20 destructive blazes, and 3 of the top 5 deadliest fires. All right. I was going to say one thing. It's not a climate crisis. It's a manipulation crisis because they're not even allowing people in California to take the necessary steps to prevent some of the spread of the wildfires. Like, there's no point in having dead logs just lying around,
Right.
when all it's going to do is cause the fires to spread in the first place. And now I know, now I know what's really going on with this, but I won't mention it too much since Scott's not into the DEW or HAARP type circumstances, but
Wait, what?
I believe the government's controlling the weather.
Yes, that's what I was implying with the dew and harp.
Yeah.
But
I mean, California wildfires have been a thing since I was, since I could remember. They're definitely a lot more prevalent, and they're more, I don't know. It's definitely gotten hotter over the last couple of years, but I don't think that it's the government creating wildfires and burning down houses and stuff, because the people that live there are well off and have money.
right.
I'm more likely to get shot, walking out of my house trying to go to work than I am dying from a wildfire because I live in East LA.
That is true.
If I lived in the hills in a gated community, the chances are that fire might kill me, because these people too. That's the other thing too, is like the casualties from which is sad still.
Holy also
they don't want to
said
leave.
in the comments that it's also a lack of forest management, which it is. I mean, it's a major lack. They don't allow people to go in and clear underbrush. I mean, they don't.
Right.
And that's literally fuel for a fire. So if you have a lightning strike in the middle of it, then guess what? It's all going to burn up. It's
not even that. It just has to be hot enough that day.
Exactly.
Long enough for stuff to go up in flames, and the funding for the fire departments is just not there. And then with the whole defund the police thing, those funds that they're taking away from the police are not going to the fire department. They're going somewhere else. Those funds are still there. You know what I mean? And it's just it's a huge mess, and it's been like this forever since I can remember. And I'm not young or anything, but I'm not old either. But 33 years of living here, and it's been a thing forever. And these billion-dollar homes are being burned down because there's not enough funding to pay people to go out there and clear out this dry brush. And instead, they'd rather have firefighters be out there for weeks at a time, fighting a fire that could have been prevented.
Right, absolutely.
Wow.
And Hoey also says cloud seeding is real. Shutdown it is a much smaller unit now. And he says HARP, kind of like what MJ and I were alluding to. HARP and direct energy weapons and weather modification. And I usually wouldn't go along this line of thinking, but why is it in some of these fires that the wooden trees are the redwoods are upright, but yet some of these houses are getting burnt to the ground? I would need someone to explain that to me, because that makes no logical sense.
That's because the redwoods are thick. You ever been with a thick girl? They can take a lot of.
So in other words,
action,
you can. All right. So in other words, what Justin is saying is you can literally burn a lot of a thick girl before there's damage.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, that's not. Wait, no. I said that wrong line of thinking. Never mind.
Maybe I am a government op, and I just don't know it. I'm just railing everybody left and right.
Great. Now the
Sorry,
FBI is
Scott.
gonna tap into my
The FBI's. It's fine.
gonna tap into my modem.
Don't worry about Ocean for
Oh,
Joseph right now, anyway.
Shy Salazar says California needs to get on Nevada's level. Everything burning around us. We were prepared as fuck this year. Most of California's firefighters were inmates, and then they just took that away. Sagebrush and cheatgrass literally everywhere in Nevada. LMAO, it's dry as fuck. We released thousands of sheep to eat the cheatgrass and do cleanups regular. So
I'm not even just going to agree with her because I'm dating her, but like, she's right. Nevada is hot as shit all year round until the nighttime when it's freezing cold.
It's in the middle of the
And
fucking desert. What do you expect?
It's literally a desert. Exactly. California's not even a real desert. It's bullshit calling it a desert. And we can't control our wildfires? Really? When Nevada can do it?
yeah.
Most of their firefighters are at the casino all day. They have casinos inside the fire station. That's not a fact. I'm kidding. Don't believe that. that's not a real
Casinos.
That would be cool.
In the fire stations.
How rad would that be? I'd go to a fire station casino.
We don't know.
I'd never allow Shy to go to a fire station casino because, like, have you seen firemen? I can't compete with that,
God.
bro.
I mean, they have them at the airport. Why wouldn't they have them at the fire station?
Wait, what?
What is it?
They have casinos at the Vegas airport. Why wouldn't they have it at the? Why wouldn't they have it at a fire station?
Well,
at least
because,
slot machines.
Because when you get pulled over by a cop, you're basically gambling wherever you are in the United States, especially if you have brown skin. So you can gamble anywhere you are outside. It's great.
Holy says y'all can't control your hippies for fuck's sake in California.
No, they just moved to Oklahoma.
Right.
They probably moved from Oklahoma down here, to be honest.
Yeah. They said, "Sup, shaking my head. Don't talk about my state, ho." I don't know who that's referred to, but
what did they say? Who said that?
Ronald McFondle.
And who are they talking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's Jason. He's talking about California.
Right.
He's a Crip.
Yeah. Shy said there's a casino in every Nevada airport and almost every gas station. We're all for blackjack and hookers.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much the entire country, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I would think.
Right.
No, Hoey,
says
that is one thing we will not be mentioning on the show.
No. Jill says there's
I don't even want to know, bro.
There's evidence of laser weapons on trees in Northern California. However, Southern California has always suffered wildfires over Santa Ana winds. Always. I'm sorry, Gigi, not Joe. Anyway.
Laser weapons.
All right.
Y'all talking about some Star Wars stuff?
No, we're just gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna.
Well, I mean, MJ and I were implying not that exact phrase, but we were implying something like that earlier. So,
like weather control, whatever. Like, I mean, I don't know. Is it possible? Yes. Is it actually happening? I don't know. Look at how screwy things are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people in power. It's kind of scary how, like, I don't know. We kind of. It's like when you get your first job, right? And you get the interview, and like you're super intimidated by the person that might like hire you. But then you dox him after. Well, I mean, I do this. And I dox him after, and I'm like, this guy's kind of a dumbass. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about the government sometimes. It's like, do you guys really have it together? Like, I don't think so. I don't think they really have it like that. But that's just my opinion. There's a certain level of like control and where they kind of know what they're doing, but that level of control, I don't know if they're there yet.
I'm not sure if they know what they're doing, but I think maybe their higher ups might.
Well, like look at Putin and stuff and what's going on in the Ukraine. He's getting his ass handed to him. and he's still going for it because he doesn't want to, like, his ego is so big, and he's like, "I'm gonna nuke Ukraine." It's like, well, then do it, because I don't want to go to work on Monday. You know what I mean?
What is that? What
I
is
don't know how you
anything?
joke
And what
with
does that have to
that.
do with your job?
Because if he
Right.
nukes Ukraine, we're all going. What do you mean? We're joining the Ukraine too.
Where are we going?
We're going on a rocket ship to wherever the hell we go when we die.
All right.
Gigi says Reed Rose acquires a book titled Behind the Green Mask. I might read that after today's show. And Ronald says a conspiracy theory, send the Zoom link to Black Pearl, to the Black Pearl chat. So should we do one more headline or just send it to the Black, or just send the link to the Black
I'm gonna go
Pearl
ahead.
chat?
I'm gonna go ahead and send the link. Go ahead and hit a headline anyway.
All right. Let's stay in the state of California, because I don't know, make Justin Del Toro feel special about himself for once.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a change.
I'm mentally retarded.
It's definitely a change from Florida, because I mean that's
Right.
normally what's in the news. So I mean, it's about time for
I'd rather
California
talk
to shine.
exactly. Like how long can you keep talking about Florida? That gets boring after a while.
Right.
Anyway,
It's
California
California's
banned
turn.
exactly. So Justin, take it away. After I read this headline, California bans insurers from dropping customers in the wake of the largest wildfire. State enacts temporary insurance protections for 250,000 homeowners in areas affected by the recent blazes. Again, from the Associated Press via the Guardian, and the article says California temporarily banned insurance companies on Thursday from dropping customers in areas affected by recent wildfires, a day after the evacuation orders were lifted for residents near a 2-week-old blaze that became the largest in the state so far this year. Several days of sporadic rain helped firefighters reach 60% containment on the mosquito fire in the Sierra foothills, about 110 miles northeast of San Francisco. At least 78 homes and other structures have been destroyed since flames broke out September 6th and charred forest land across Placer and El Dorado counties. Sheriff's officials in both counties announced on Wednesday they are lifting the last of the evacuation orders that during the fire's height kept some 11,000 people out of their homes. Total containment of 120 square mile mosquito fires expected around 15th of October. Last week, the blaze surpassed the size of the previous largest conflagration in 2022, the McKinney fire, although this season has seen a fraction of last year's wildfire activity so far. California's insurance commissioner, Ricardo Lara, invoked a law on Thursday aimed at protecting homeowners in the wildfire plagued state who say they are being pushed out of the commercial insurance market. Lara ordered insurance companies to preserve residential insurance for 1 year for Californians who live near one of several major wildfires that have burnt across the state in recent weeks. California's Department of Insurance estimates the moratorium will affect policies covering about 236,000 people in portions of Placer and El Dorado and Riverside counties. So, Justin, what do you think of all this since you're in the area?
Well, not to sound like a dick, but being homeless sounds pretty awesome because you can live in anywhere in LA that you want to. You can build your own home on the sidewalk, and the chances of getting burned down are so slim because you're inside the major city. You're inside the inner city. You're not up in the hills. You're not in a gated community. You're in a box, so you can just open it up really quick and just run out if there's a fire.
Well, it's been often said that the people with the most freedom are often homeless, so you might be onto something with that.
They live longer than a lot of these rich people, I'll tell you that.
He just literally compared Los Angeles to downtown Jakarta.
No, to downtown LA, bro. After about 5-6 p.m., turns into The Walking Dead. I'm not even kidding. The homeless problem is insane. But we're talking about wildfires, not homeless people. The Walking Dead, straight up. There's just like unhinged homeless people everywhere with psych issues that they're like they they're like nuts, and it's like I don't blame them. I mean, living on the street, like your whole family's ripped away from you. You have no money. You have no like future, basically, and you eat trash to survive every day. Like, how do you not go insane? Some of them were already insane in the first place, and they ended up that way. But yeah, the homeless problem is a huge problem. These wildfires or whatever, that's been a thing that we just don't deal with properly. It's just mismanagement, and the funds aren't going to the right places. The fire departments aren't getting. I don't know if it's a lack of training. I don't even want to say that because if you look up what it takes to become a firefighter in the Los Angeles Fire Department, all you got to do is get a GED, pass an EMT class, and have what is it called, like a Class B driver's license or something like that, and then like a firefighter's license, which is
probably like a Class B CDL, like a commercial
exactly
driver's license.
There you go, exactly. Because like if all your buddies die on the fire, like you could still drive the fire truck and get that property out of there, because that costs a lot of money.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I don't know. Something about running over people with fire trucks.
I mean, no, that's GTA. That's a topic for another day.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a mismanagement of funding, and I don't want to say like a train, like I said, because I don't think that it's the firefighters that are at fault. I think it's that they don't have enough funding. They don't have enough, like no one's clearing this stuff before it gets set on fire, like Scott said earlier. And I agree with you 100%. We're not, and Shai said that earlier too, that no one's actually doing the work pre-game before the fires actually happen. They're just letting this build up, and they know it's going to happen. It happens every summer.
And a lot of that has to do with environmentalist groups going in there and saying, no, don't clear it. You're going to destroy the ecology underneath it and blah, 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 blah. And then they can't. Yeah, I mean, and then they can't figure out why the damn forest burns down. It's
forest management.
Exactly.
They're not letting people take care of the dead plants that they're supposed to.
Right.
It's not the firefighters. It's the government.
Yep, exactly. 100%.
I'm talking about my state, cuz.
And like, I get it. The fact that there's like wildlife populations out there and they might, get a little screwed up by it. It's too late for them. People have decided that they're going to live there. There's property there. I feel for the animals and everything, but like it's too late. We're too far past that. Like you can't. And these coyotes come down and eat their little yuppie puppies all the time. So like they kind of get their they get their.
Just call them yuppie puppies. Yuppie puppies.
Yeah. I love dogs more than I love myself, but yes, I call them yuppie puppies. And coyotes be snacking.
Right.
Yep,
speaking of the government, according to Hoey, Putin is destroying U.S. biolabs. There's that part of it.
Oh, because are we getting into the adrenochrome thing again?
Oh,
can we not?
I mean, I don't think he said anything along those lines, but he did say something along the lines of he's helping them destroy U.S. biolabs. So.
That was Jason Cruz that went into the adrenochrome thing.
That's not the only one, though. I've had a lot of people that I had to boot off my friends list because they kept going off about that Putin's on his crusade to rid the world of child molesters and like adrenochrome labs and Satan and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, how much weed do you smoke? You know what I mean?
Hold on now. Don't bash the weed smokers.
I'm not bashing the weed. Listen, I'm dating one. She smokes enough weed that would kill me.
I probably do too. I mean, it's
yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I'm not bashing that. It's just the people that can't handle it, and they decide to watch these crazy videos on YouTube, and they're like, "Putin's the savior of the world. He's killing all the Nazis. He's getting rid of." You know what I mean? It's just like, can you not? It's like that school should never happen. Kind of stuff.
Like the fact that biolabs have adrenochrome and all that's been more or less been proven to be the case. But the fact that one man is going to save the world from evil, that's where it gets crazy.
Bro, I want some adrenochrome. Where can I get it?
Oh,
What is
you've
it? What does it
never,
even do?
learned about Jesus Christ?
Well,
You live forever.
it keeps a lot of celebrities that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s look like they're in their 20s and 30s. So
Yeah.
Oh
No, that's called being white, bro.
No.
no, that's
No,
not.
that's the blood of infants.
It's not the blood of infants. Stop.
all I'm saying is when there's
Stem
the
cell
2020
research.
shut down,
I mean,
celebrities that look pretty
talk
young
about it
until
in several,
2020.
Stem cell research.
Well, apparently you've never seen Donatella Versace.
Oof. That, yeah.
Is that one of the Ninja Turtles?
Pretty much. She kind of looks like
Yeah,
one now.
she
at
looks
this
like
point.
one. She does, yes.
look like a Ninja Turtle.
Told you.
That's because she's not injecting
MJ
the
Kane, what were you
spinal
saying?
fluid of children into her veins, I guess.
Oh, it's
Poor
not
thing.
spinal fluid; it's their blood.
No, it definitely backfired in her case, big time.
No, that's Botox in her case. Yeah, that's. But
No.
I mean, I've seen some of their I mean, I saw some, footage of some of these celebrities during the shutdown, and I'm like, holy fuck! What happened? Did your adrenochrome shipment stop? Because
No,
they
it's
don't
like
look
they
holy
fucking
fuck.
lost their soul and shit. They're all pale white and shit.
That's because they've been.
I know, but like 1 year, Celine Dion looked like she was about to die, and she's not even.
She
She's like only
looked-
50 something.
She looked like that before the pandemic.
That is true.
I mean, she
lost a lot of vitamin
Celine
D.
Dion's been dead since 1985. I mean,
Whoa.
that's formaldehyde. That's not even blood.
Now.
It's.
And let's be real. None of us came out of the house after the lockdown. Well, I mean, I worked the whole time, so like I got some sun. But like anybody that got locked down, nobody came out of the house looking their best. Let's be real, because
I did. I never stopped. I still look the same as I did before.
Yeah, even I was out and about.
Well, you're brown, so it doesn't matter.
Wait,
you always look that way.
No.
He doesn't. What do you mean? He could tan more, but he's gonna be that way forever, no matter what. He's not gonna turn white like Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, harsh.
Let's not go with Michael.
Yeah, let's not go down that road. We're already talking about children, and like I'd rather not talk about Michael Jackson to you.
Wow.
Don't you climb trees?
We gotta send.
Oh my God! Here we go. No, we don't climb trees. We're adults.
What is that? What does being an adult have anything to do with climbing a tree?
I don't know. Like, when's the last time you climbed a tree? For fun.
For fun?
Like 3 days ago.
Yeah, for fun. Like I'm gonna climb a tree.
Did that shit 3 days ago.
Jason goes from like 3 days ago.
Well, okay. Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. Without any drugs or alcohol, when did you decide, like, hey, I'm gonna climb a tree?
Jason did. He grew up doing it and learning to do that and eat peaches with his feet. If you need me to send you the voice clip sometime, I will.
No,
I have that voice clip.
I'm pretty good on not hearing it. It's
all right. We're getting derailed again.
What's new?
Michael Jackson. I wish I was on rails right now because like I need the cocaine to keep up with y'all right now because this is beyond me.
Kid died from fentanyl.
The one time Justin's had to do some actual like analysis on this show. Now he needs rails. You can't make this up.
Yeah.
Of all the people, Wall Street, baby.
Of all the people, our associate producer finally grows a brain.
Oh shit!
Well, I saw some of the other people y'all have.
At least he's not painting
like
the same fucking room for 2 years.
Wait, what?
Oh, he's talking about Stephanie.
What?
At least I'm not painting the same wall for 2 years.
Your fucking head scope. Never mind.
Steph. How
Steph,
she's been. You know, Steph. CJ Steph. His baby.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Well, that's what he meant. Was that at least I'm not painting the same room for 2 years, which is I mean, that's a fact.
Jeez. I lost all my news pages. I don't know what the hell happened. All right, hang on.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just go to California again. Make Justin feel important.
No,
And
let's leave California alone. They already banned straws. Their life is hard enough already.
What do you mean they banned
Uh,
them?
one
I have
They
a
tried
giant
to.
box
They
of them.
have straws now. They tried
Wait,
to ban
one
them. It
more.
wouldn't
Wait,
work.
right. One more from The Verge. A Tesla Megapack
The
battery
bank?
fire is fully controlled. Shelter-in-place advisory lifted. The fire started at 1:30 p. This is from September 20th, 2022. The fire started at 1:30 a.m. Pacific time, causing road closures and a shelter-in-place advisory that lasts until nearly 7 p.m. Pacific time. A Tesla Megapack battery caught fire this morning at the local utility company PG&E's Elkhorn Battery Storage Facility in Monterey County, California. As reported by local news stations KSBW, Action News 8, and Krone 4. The fire started around 1:30 a.m. this morning, according to PG&E's operations communications manager Jeff Smith. No injuries were reported at the scene. Around 7 p.m. and Pacific time, the North County Fire Department and the Monterey County Sheriff's Office lifted the advisory and reopened the roads. In a tweet from the public information for Monterey County's account, officials reported on the Megapack battery fire at the Elkhorn facility, saying while the fire is considered fully controlled, smoke may still occur in the area for several days.
So there was a fish in the middle of the wildfire. What did you say?
Yeah, that sounds like it.
What was it doing? It probably started the fire, honestly. It's like y'all
How
are
would
ruining
a
the beaches
fish-
out here in Kelly.
But how would a fish start a wildfire? That's what I want to
I don't know, man. There's black mermaids now. Like anything is possible.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been reported what caused the Tesla Megapack battery fire, but
Oh, is this how I get my ban? Wait, a Tesla fire? The car?
No.
Yeah.
batteries.
Battery.
Tesla.
Well, I
battery,
mean, it's
fire.
Elon Musk. Like, what do you expect?
Well, I mean, he's not going to burst into flames.
He might. He wants to go to Mars by himself.
Well, okay.
I don't know if necessarily by himself. He'll probably like pick up like some like 18, 19-year-old like indie artist or something and take her with him to repopulate Mars.
On a shift to the East Coast. Shut up.
Yeah, the East Coast and all of the 67 states on that coast.
Yeah, and then on a drastic shift to the East Coast, in New York, McDonald's will now have to defend itself against a $10 billion lawsuit from media mogul Byron Allen over an allegation that the fast food chain doesn't advertise with black-owned media. A federal court ruled last week said that Allen and his company, Allen Media Group, can try to prove in court that McDonald's violated civil rights laws. Allen said in a press release that only a small portion, about $5 million of McDonald's $1.6 billion annual advertising budget goes to black-owned media, and that the company has refused to advertise on its networks, which includes the Weather Channel and Comedy TV. He also accuses McDonald's of relegating his TV networks to an African American tier that has a similar, smaller ad budget and deprives the channels of millions of dollars in annual revenue. This is about economic inclusion of African American owned businesses in the U.S. economy, Allen said in the press release. McDonald's takes billions of dollars from African American consumers and gives almost nothing back. The biggest trade deficit in America is the trade deficit between white corporate America and black America, and McDonald's is guilty of perpetuating this disparity.
I'm pretty sure that they have a website that is catered towards Black America. Like McDonald's themselves have, yeah. So like they're doing their own promoting, and they target Black America. Like it's that's a big part of their targeting
I,
advertising thing.
I mean, I don't know what they're spending towards what advertising companies or not, but to be honest with you, I see just as many people of color as I do white people on their commercials. So I really don't understand what this guy's gripe is.
Yeah, that's
I don't get it. It's McDonald's.
ridiculous.
We all have eaten there at least once.
Well, it's not
At,
only
like, more
that. I
than
mean,
once.
we've never seen a separation in color in any of the advertising.
Yeah.
I mean,
The only thing
Since
the
when
only thing
were they targeting one specific group? I thought it was for everyone.
the only
that's
thing I can think of
it's always
is when
seemed
they
that
were
way to me.
the only thing I can think of is when they were offering like rapper meals, like Travis Scott meal or whatever he orders on DoorDash or
Yeah, but
something.
still, that's not going towards one group of people.
It's not
everyone to order.
Yeah, it wasn't
It's
a race. It was a
It was
rapper's,
endorsing
like,
a
that's what
rapper.
exactly. He just happened to be black. So I don't know, man.
It could have been the M&M meal. You know, I mean, shit.
Like 2 chicken nuggets and a bag of meth. Yeah.
The 8 Mile meal.
The 8 Mile meal.
Shit.
That would sell out so fast. They'd have to like hit up the Mexican cartels and stuff and be like, listen, we're out of
8 Mile meal.
That's retarded.
The 8
That's
Mile
retarded
meal.
as hell. Stupid at arguing about McDonald's advertisements.
And
yeah,
I don't get it because
to everything
that's
too.
dumb as fuck.
Well,
and isn't it supposed to be a free market with them saying, "Oh, you have to advertise"?
No. Well, I mean,
no, it's not like that.
It's not. I mean, this guy is like accusing them of not using African American media outlets. I didn't really even know there's. I didn't even know there was markets like that. I mean, I'm sure there are markets like that. I mean, who even cares? I mean, if you look at their commercial, if you look at their advertising, how is it racially imbalanced? Every time you see a McDonald's commercial, there's every color of the freaking rainbow in every goddamn commercial.
Yeah.
What is the sum for? And then like it's all going to that one media company. What about everybody else? How come he gets to get, what is it, $60 billion or something retarded like that?
10 billion.
$10 billion.
Can they pay him in chicken nuggets?
That's a lot of chicken nuggets. That's a lot of chicken titties, I'll tell you what. What the hell was that noise?
You know what? The McDonald's doesn't advertise enough towards the Inuit populace of the northern peoples. I demand $10 million from McDonald's because they don't advertise to my peoples.
There you go. It's been announced here first, right here on the CrayolaSec Harsh Reality. An impending trial between the Inuit people and McDonald's. Justin, I think your people should sue them too, just for the hell of it, for not having enough Mexican food on the menu.
You know what's funny that you say that, because I got an email one day and they're like, you can sue Uber for blah blah blah, Uber Eats, and I was like, what are you talking about? So I was like, yeah, sure, you can have my phone number and my email. I don't give a shit. Everybody has it anyway. I get doxxed all the time. Go for it. Right? So what happened was, I guess they were like waiving fees or something. Like, I don't know. This was like 2 years ago. I didn't really expect anything of it. But I was like, fuck it, whatever. And so I guess the fees were lower for black-owned restaurants during like the BLM movement thing. And they got in trouble for it. And they got sued because it goes against civil rights, because you're not allowed to do that. You can't make another race appear in another one legally and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like they got fucked up, and now they got to pay me like almost $400. I won't see that money until like next year, but like I don't give a shit. It's $400 for free, bro. because I ordered like Uber Eats maybe like a handful of times because that shit is expensive, dude. I don't fuck with Uber Eats. DoorDash is my go-to.
All right.
But no, well, like they fucked up. They were like, yeah, these black restaurants, these black-owned restaurants, you can get your waived or like your fees waived and blah blah. Shut up.
Okay, somebody commented as the CrayolaSec page, and it says, send DoorDash monies.
Only for sure. I ain't sending nobody nothing. Fuck out of here.
I don't know who said that, but
I don't care if you get your fees waived.
Good evening, Chris. Chris Nichols says, good evening, family and friends. Good evening, Chris. He says, I am the true royal bloodline king of Scotland, Ireland, and England. My family's tribe was a Dairean layer known dynastically as the Corsu, like associated were the proto-historical rulers of Munster before the rise of the Ego Nocta in the 7th century AD. They were derived or from closely associated with the Darnay of Ptolemy and were also related with the Ulaid and Dalrida of the Riad of the Ulster and Scotland. Their ancestors appear frequently in the times the daring and very long one.
Damn, he wrote all of that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All I'm gonna say about McDonald's is once you realize what's actually in that food, you're probably not gonna want to eat there as much. So that's why I have nothing to say about this lawsuit stuff.
They had a
I
whole
mean, it
documentary
doesn't even
about
matter.
that on Netflix, and people just continue to eat it. No one cares. They're gonna eat it regardless.
I know.
Well,
I
I
know
mean,
that, but I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna lie to nobody. I enjoy junk food. That's matter of fact. That's what we had tonight was Zaxby's chicken. I mean, shit. I'm gonna eat what I want. Fuck what everybody thinks is healthy and unhealthy.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Why? We're all gonna die sometime.
Yeah.
Eat that shit. I mean, don't eat
All right,
that
now
shit.
since we just veered off into the darkness of the web here, let's try to take it back to light. And is there any Florida stories out there? And haven't even looked yet.
We can go to
Do you know
Canada.
that there's a national park in Florida that's populated with monkeys that have herpes?
Ooh, all right. Well, we have an actual serious story for once when it comes to Florida, not a story that makes it look like the trailer park of the South. Anyway, in a legit news, according to the Orlando Sentinel, Hurricane Ian could hit Florida as a Cat 3 storm from Spectrum News 13. So it can hit Florida within the hour, as a DeSantis has declared a state of emergency. Major Hurricane Ian forecast hit Florida as DeSantis declared state of emergency. This was written an hour ago. Tropical Depression 9 formed in the Caribbean on Friday, with the path that could bring it to Florida next week as a major Category 3 hurricane, prompting Governor Ron DeSantis to declare a state of emergency in 24 counties. This storm has the potential to strengthen into a major hurricane, and we encourage all Floridians to make their preparations. We are coordinating with all state and local government partners to track potential impacts of the storm. DeSantis also requested a federal emergency declaration ahead of the landfall that would free up funding for sources for emergency protective measures. The counties in order are Brevard, Broward, Charlotte, Collier, DeSoto, Glades, Hardy, Henry, Highlands, Hillsborough, Indian River, Lee, Manatee, Martin, Miami-Dade, Monroe, Okeechobee, Osceola, Palm Beach, Pascal, Pinellas, Polk, Sarasota, and St. Lucie. Not in the order are Orange, Lake, Seminole, or Volusia. So those of you in the state of Florida, you might want to duck and take cover.
Is someone snoring?
No. Oh yeah, that is.
Bro, someone is snoring.
I think
Who's
I
snoring?
think Junior fell asleep.
I'm still up. No, no,
Who's
no.
snoring?
Who's snoring?
MJ?
It has to be because DT has his mic muted.
Uh, like Jessica says, hi, friends. Hi, Madge.
I'm just
We're
listening.
gonna go
you
ahead
know.
and mute her until she wakes back up.
Well, the bottom line is the system could, to finish the article, the system could become Hurricane Ian as the name Hermine was taken by a new tropical storm that's formed Friday evening off the coast of Africa. It's 8 p.m. Update: the National Hurricane Center said TD9 was located about 410 miles southeast of Kingston, Jamaica, and 720 miles southeast of Grand Cayman, with 35-mile-per-hour sustained winds, moving northwest at 15 miles an hour. So yes. So those in the Florida
Do you know
areas,
when
they
hurricane like this is
Hmm?
when does hurricane season end for Florida and
It's
then
I
well, it
think it's from
normally ends
September.
like like around the first month of November sometimes.
Right. I was about to
first
say
month
from
of
August
November?
to November is when they have hurricane season.
Yeah, it's like
And
through July to November or some shit.
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
lived here my entire life and I don't even keep up with it. It's almost a normal thing now at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like how tornadoes up here are supposed to be from mid March to June, but somehow we get them in November. So
Right.
Yeah, I don't I still can't get used to tornadoes. I don't know how people just sit out there and watch them.
I actually knew people who were storm chasers, and they would actually study tornadoes in real time. They would take photographs of them as they were happening, like in that moment.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I first moved out here to Texas, um, I walked down the street to the store, and I guess there was a tornado warning, and the sirens
Yeah.
came on, and it was eerie as hell because I've never heard that before. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I'm
Yeah.
walking, and this couple standing outside of their house with their coffee mugs, and they're like, "Hey, Jason, are you gonna come watch the Nighter with us?" And I'm like, "What? No, I'm gonna go fucking hide." And I took off.
Yeah, that does
No.
I
tend to
don't.
happen.
They get crazy. Like I was like, nah. I was shocked as hell. I was like, wait, aren't we supposed to like get into a basement or something? And they're like, nah, it's all right. I'm like, it's all right.
You know, I'm almost
But
upset right now because I just realized that y'all could clearly see that I cut off 75% of my beard today and nobody noticed.
Well, I mean, maybe if you didn't sit sideways during every fucking live stream, you would notice. Just put that out.
I noticed it a
Hard
little.
knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for
But
us.
yeah, I mean, Majesta says, I chase tornadoes, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like I
she
said, I
would.
know people who actually do that.
Yeah,
She
You
I'm
would,
know?
though.
good. When it gets windy outside, I'm out of there.
Well, I mean, that's when all the geologists and earth science and and meteorologist lovers, that's when that's their favorite time of the year, because they just get to take all sorts of photos and study the wind patterns and do all that in real time instead of just sitting in a classroom. So,
You need
and
look.
she's up.
You're gonna say that about me. You need to join the live, little lady.
And she says her favorite movie is Twister. Interesting.
Yeah, I'll twist her. All right. Oh shit! I thought I was muted. Sorry.
Anyhow, holy half says tornadoes are wild. Yes, they can be.
Hey, when did they go?
She says, I mean, I can join, but I can't talk much. I think she's at work, so there you
Oh,
have it. But yeah, storm chasing for some reason, people are really into that.
I mean,
yeah, I take the best photos, but
yeah,
other than that, like,
yeah,
yeah,
I don't, and they get really close to those tornadoes, like real close. I'm like, nah, I'm good, dude. That's crazy.
and
Hurricanes too. I wouldn't be able to do a hurricane. I'm leaving.
like I said, I know people in that, they just tell me that's their favorite time of the year because they get to just actually be out when it really happens instead of just sitting inside and talking about it. And, it's maybe as a CrayolaSec live out and about, we all just chase twisters in our area. Tornadoes are like dangerous weather happening one of these shows.
The most you'll get out of me is like a live feed during a hurricane.
Right.
And the only reason you'll get that is because I'll be in the middle of the damn thing anyway.
We have done that before.
Be like, hey, we're coming at you live from Louisiana, and what you just saw was a guy in a boat, and he just flew past, and yeah, all that fun shit.
It's crazy to me coming out here to Texas. People would rather go through a hurricane and a tornado rather than deal with the earthquake. I would rather deal with the earthquake than the tornado or hurricane.
But see, the difference is like people from the Midwest or in that area, they know how to deal with a hurricane and a tornado more than they know how to deal with an earthquake. Like, how do you deal with an earthquake? Do you just get under your desk or? Well, because
Nah, we just sit there.
And
you just die. What do you mean?
Well, here's the thing.
A hurricane can last for like 3 days. An earthquake lasts for what, 3 minutes?
Right, but at least with a hurricane, you can board up everything and either get to the highest floor or the lowest floor. And the tornado, you could just chill in the basement for a few days and you're fine. So it's
I gotta agree with Harsh on this one because, like, at least you have like a heads up and you can prepare. Right. As far as an earthquake, you never know when it's going to hit. In Mexico,
that's the best time of life is being surprised.
Not like that though. In Mexico, there was like a memorial for people that died during an earthquake. It was like an anniversary event or something like that. And then there was another earthquake, and I think like 3 people died, something like that. That same day during the event.
But I mean, me and Olivia's talked about it before. I mean, no matter where you live at in the country, you're gonna be subjected to natural disasters in some way, shape, or form.
You are.
I mean, it's all what we're used to. Everybody. Oh well, there's hurricanes there all the time. Why don't they move? Well, I mean, you get snowed in and you can't leave your house for a month at a time. Why don't you move? I mean,
right.
Your entire state burns to the ground every year. Why don't you move?
Exactly.
I mean?
As a Mexican, I got to say though, dying from an earthquake is not the worst way to die in Mexico.
Well, I mean,
it's pretty bad out there right now.
Yeah.
It's been like that for a couple of years, and like that's all government and greed and money.
Yeah, I don't even think that's just Mexicans. That's anyone.
No, Mexico is pretty bad, bro. I mean,
no, I didn't mean Mexico. I meant anyone can die like that in Mexico.
Well, true, but that's what I mean. It's like I love where I come from and everything. Like, there's a lot of history and stuff like that I'm proud of, but like the way the country is right now, it's government corruption, cartels are running the whole country basically. They're able to do whatever they want. They look more prepared than the actual Mexican military at this point. The only superiority the Mexican military has is like they have an air force. And I mean, shit, if it keeps going the way it's going, the cartels are going to have an air force before we know it. Okay, they already have fleets of planes and stuff, but they don't have like attack helicopters and stuff like that yet.
Right. Damn. Give them ideas, man.
Oh, they're very creative. They've got submarines that they build themselves to transport drugs over here. Yep.
Submarines?
Yeah. They've got submarines. They build submarines themselves. They're like, well, it's like the
Maybe
the
they
people
can
that
tell us who lives in a pineapple under the sea.
no, they don't go that deep. They just go deep enough to go under Border Patrol radar. But I mean, they're using drones now. They're highly sophisticated, and it's kind of like the same people that the U.S. was fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq, where they get creative and they whoop their ass. They don't have the military superiority, but they're creative, and they're able to basically kick us out of their country. They won that war. It's really hard to fight people like that because it wasn't like, one country fighting another. We took over Iraq in what, like 2-3 weeks, if that. It's when we
Yeah.
stayed there for longer than we should have, when things got really bad and they were killing U.S. soldiers like daily. The casualties were insane, but like the casualties that happened in Mexico just through the drug trade were more than that, and that's insane to me. So, Americans can do drugs basically. And it's just sad.
Yeah, it really is tragic. How do you think that do you think that situation's ever going to change, Justin? At all? Like, is there
No, I doubt it. With corruption, we'll never be done with corruption. Corruption will always exist, and if there's money to be made, and if people can live lavish lifestyles, and let people do what they do, it's gonna be that way forever. Greed is it's like a human instinct for a lot of people. Not most. Like, I mean, I don't think with any of us, honestly, but like, if someone offered you $1 million to hold on to a package for the night, it'd be really hard to say no matter what's in there.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
they would have to get through my gate.
I'm sure they could.
It would take a lot more than $1 million. $1 million.
Well, I mean, yeah, $1 million really isn't anything anymore. But you know what I mean. If they gave you like a lot of money, where you never had to work again a day of your life, and knowing Scott, he would still keep working because that's just the type of guy he is. He would still work and still earn money, and I appreciate that about him. And like, but if they gave you like $1 billion to hold on to something for the night, it'd be really hard to say no to that for anyone.
Right. If it was $1 billion, absolutely.
Yeah.
$1 million, probably not.
I'd hold on to something for $1,000.
That's
as long as it's 10 crisp $100 bills, he is game.
That's
I want it all in nickels.
I want it all in nickels so I can throw it at some prostitute.
All nickels, $1,000 in nickels.
You just throw it at females walking the street.
Here, ding, 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 ding.
He would just go on a rampage
to the strip club with 3 sacks of nickels, just making it rain.
They would kill you, and hopefully you'd go live right before it happens.
I definitely would. They're like, hey, you heard of making it rain? Well, I'm about to make it hail and just throw it at all of them.
I'm gonna make it hail.
I'll make it hail.
Welcome to the South.
Jeez.
The funny part too is that like he's serious.
Yeah, I know it. No, I don't know if that's funny or scary. That's the problem.
It's a surprise.
It's Kelly. That's what that is.
Like he was hard. Not even a soft throw. Like, whew.
You just throw him by the handful.
Just pelting these poor girls trying to raise their 10 kids.
Yeah, they're all in college.
Nice.
All of them are in college. Yeah, all of them are in college.
Luckily, they have OnlyFans now, so they never have to leave the house.
Okay.
What? I mean,
I didn't say anything.
No, Harsh did a face palm. He's doing it again. What?
Well, yeah, I mean, can you blame him? Listen to us.
If they make money, showing their tits off or whatever, good for them.
Yeah.
Go,
I
girl.
know.
I'm not going to pay for it, but if other people are willing to pay for it, why the hell not?
Who's all in here?
I don't know. It's,
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna pay for it. I'm not paying for shit.
Nope. That's my boy.
oh, jeez. Wow.
Ain't paying for
I
nothing.
can't unmute her, Bert. Bert wants me to check her mic and see how loud the snoring is now.
Mute it, Barry. How you
I
can't
can
unmute
ask her to
her?
unmute. Maybe she's awake
I
now.
think she's out. I think she's out.
Yeah, she's like dead to the world right now.
Yeah.
I wonder how.
She be waking up hella early. That's why she probably didn't take a nap.
She forgot to take that afternoon nap. What do you think she is, like 85 years old? What the? Wow, bruh.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
Come on, Jason. Jeez,
You're
man.
fired.
Just leave me hanging like that.
Should we do one more?
I had to go.
Do what?
I don't know. I had to go grab some. I have to hydrate. We're having like wildfires and shit. It's hot out here. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here.
All right. In other news, the founder of InfoWin. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
Whoa.
That's not necessary. That's not necessary.
I'm gonna start an OnlyFans where I just talk about how school shootings never happened. And like Joseph and that guy, what was his name, George, or was it Oliver? I can't tell. I don't know. I don't know if those are like fake names because he's hiding from the government too, because the FBI's after him. But he could subscribe to me, and I'll talk about how all these school shootings are bullshit.
I'm sending you a link right now.
What?
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining
That's
the Harsh Reality
awful,
Show,
bro.
The Media Nomad.
Especially if you have kids yourself.
Yeah,
and you're like, the school shooting never happened. Alex Jones told me so. And it's like, bro, those kids are gone. What the? I don't know.
Derek Bros. How you say that? Bros? Is that right, Derek? Okay, Bros. And Derek is...
they're trying to take our guns, so they're pretending to kill kids. It's like, I still have my guns. I think all of us still have our guns. And the only reason you get your guns stripped away from you is...
basically starting a new way of life, man, with freedom cells. Freedom cells, baby. So we're going to learn about that, learn about Derek. We're excited.
What the fuck was that? Was that Joe?
Thank you for joining, everybody. And please share the show out today. We need your help.
Oh, great. Now I can't
The
pause it.
Orwellian world is here.
Okay,
Isn't it?
okay. Oh, oof.
The Orwellian world
Sounds
is
like
here, he said.
Gadget.
The Orwellian world is... Oh my god, this guy. He buys like...
Oh
tons
god.
of equipment,
When if you
but doesn't
could
have
see
a
if you
pop
could see what it paused on, it says concerns about 5G in Houston. At the
God.
5G.
Yeah, I hate having faster internet on my phone. Terrible.
It's like when everyone was saying that the magnet sticks to their hand or their arm. After
Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah.
yeah, nothing ever stuck to me. So, I mean,
I'm too wet.
That was
okay,
wild.
that's
They
disgusting.
were doing that about the vaccines and stuff. They're like, yeah, and like now I'm magnetic. What is this? And it's like, you're not magnetic. You're just retarded. You're not an X-Men. Like, stop.
One thing I will say though is after getting the vaccine, my reception has went 200% up. So thank you for the chip, America.
That's because they replaced your SIM card, bro. What do you mean?
Right?
The vaccine syncs with your SIM card.
Now if I get lost, my mom can find me.
That mobile tracker they installed is wonderful.
Well, the cool part about getting the vaccine is
go get your cell phone.
And now you're magnetic, right? So you can just walk through the Home Depot and you can get free piercings, and you can be transgender now. It's awesome.
I brought my son to his mom's house the other day, and we stopped at the place where she works, and she came outside and she goes, "This dude, every time he comes in, he does the contactless pay with his wrist. His chip is in his wrist."
Oh my god!
Yeah, I saw it.
Wow.
Easiest thing ever.
What an overachiever.
He's driving.
Did
like
he call
a
him an
2022
overachiever?
truck and everything.
Yeah, he's not trying to hey, look at me, I'm just gonna slide my wrist through.
Yeah,
Right
I got
here.
money, bro.
Look at my wrist. Look at
Could
the
you
flick of the
imagine it?
wrist.
Yeah, but could you imagine the inconvenience of that at like a strip club or something? Like,
Right.
I mean, you need to go to the ATM and all you have is your wrist in a contactless payment. What are you supposed to do? Like hit her on her hip with your wrist or something?
That's not an inconvenience. You're not supposed to do that, but if that's the way you pay them now,
Oh my
That's,
god.
I don't think that's the
sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me.
No,
somebody
my chip
somebody
in my
my size
wallet.
go up in there and get all nice, slap happy, drunk, and accidentally knock a few of them off the stage, and I'm pretty sure they'll change that policy pretty quick.
Well, I mean, like, let's say she's giving you a lap dance and she knows the chip's in your wrist. Your wrist is going to have a good time. Your bank account's not, but
it scans $1 every time.
Oh,
Man, how did you spend $750 in one stretch? I don't know.
I don't know where money went.
All right, shall I read one more headline?
Yeah, if you want to.
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
yeah.
From Scott's favorite state, Florida. Flooding
That's not my
concern
favorite
from
state.
the news4jax.com from today, obviously. Flooding concerns heightened for some Avondale residents as tropical system rolls toward Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. Residents line in low-lying neighborhoods like Avondale keep an especially close eye on the tropics this time of year due to the threat of extreme flooding during a storm. A section of Shallon Avenue near Park Street is one area notorious for flooding, even if just a thunderstorm goes through. That's why the threat of rain from a tropical system that has its sights on Florida adds worry to these residents' experience. As of Friday evening, data from National Hurricane Center showed the strengthening of the Tropical Depression 9, which could reach hurricane strength and impact a portion of Florida, depending on the actual track of the system, which will result in the rainfall of the area receives. Almost every single storm will happen, said resident Jane Owen. We don't want to see that happen again, and certainly not with the big storm coming. The magnitude of a larger storm means everything. Well, it means even more than our storm drains will be taxed. Shannon Blankenship, Riverside Avondale Preservation Executive Director. Several homeowners on the block say flooding during storms is a result of an aging drainage system that runs under their street. The city is aware the problem has already become a $1 million drainage project, which included installing new drainage pipes several blocks away under the Riverside High School track and field. The new pipes lead to a large storm drain in Willow Branch Park, where the water is channeled out into the St. Johns River. But because the project is not yet complete, the city says the neighbors on the block will continue to experience flooding. The capacity of the infrastructure in this neighborhood, we're 100 years old, is not the same capacity in newer neighborhoods, Blankenship said. Owen remembers what it was like when Hurricane Irma came through. The water line came all the way up into our yards and porches, and if anyone tried to drive down our street, then the wave would get to our home. So that's something we don't want to have happen again, Owen said. Residents say when it comes to those much larger storms, sandbags become the best option to keep water from seeping into the house from up under the front door. They're asking people to avoid driving down the block should it flood during a major storm. Basically, with the last two hurricane articles, that
yeah, it's pretty much commonplace warnings. I mean, that's the same things we hear here when we have hurricanes
Yeah.
on the way.
That's so weird. It's like you have the southeast that's filled with water, and then you have the west coast that's struggling for any sort of precipitation.
It's always been that way.
It has
Yeah.
always been that way, yeah.
Right, but but it seems to be amplified a bit even more. Is what I'm.
No, well, I
noticing.
mean, the weather
I
has
think
changed for sure, but
Well, I mean, just as many ways as you can say or talk about climate change, I can refute just as many of them. I mean, it's really more of a
Oh,
matter
I
of
don't.
opinion. Because I mean, if you
It's
look
more of a what?
historically, it's more of a matter of opinion at this point. Because if you look historically at the world and all of its cycles, we're in the middle of a natural cycle.
Yep.
Right. Oh, I'm not saying it's climate change in the way like in the way it's marketed or presented, because that's obviously all bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm
Al
saying
Gore was genius
there's
for that.
something wrong with these storms and weather patterns. Like I don't think they're natural, is what I'm saying. I don't think they're natural, but I don't think it's through the same old. Oh my God, we have a climate change issue. Let's pass the green. I'm not saying any of that crap. No. But what
Right.
I'm saying is, I don't think, like MJ and Jill and Gigi and I said earlier, I think this is more unnatural than natural.
Even
well,
with
No,
why do it?
I think people are just making it more of a fear than anything. People are like, "Oh, it's supposed to be scorching hot in California. It was 113 in Sacramento. That's normal for Sacramento in the summer. Why all
Right.
of a sudden people making a big deal about it? It's fear
No.
mongering."
Well, no, it's not that either. I think what his point was is that the government's controlling the weather, but it's like if they were, why are they directing it towards the United States and destroying the people that make them their money instead of using it against their enemies? Like Russia's
it's
not
not
getting
just
bombarded by like random weather strikes and stuff, like which is what you would expect, especially in the Ukraine. There'd be like thunderstorms and stuff when they're trying to like move
Well,
equipment and logistical stuff.
it's
Right.
also
Wait,
can
how do
be,
we know that though? No one's watching the weather in those
but
countries.
but
Oh, they're
Right.
definitely watching it,
oh
bro.
yeah,
We got satellites everywhere.
Noah watches weather globally. But I mean, really, truthfully, if you look at it scientifically, the polar ice caps melting and everything else, and they're disrupting natural currents in the ocean and everything else, which is also natural as well. That's affecting a
Well,
lot of the
actually,
weather too.
polar ice caps weren't necessarily melting. There was a volcano that erupted that caused one of the polar ice caps to melt for a brief period of time. But then once it stopped erupting, the polar ice cap started regaining some surface area, supposedly. So,
the water levels are still the same.
Yeah.
right. So it's not as bad as people say it is. But I will say I do agree with what Robert Walker has to say. Odd how man now has a tech to alter the weather, and now we are told it's climate change and our faults. So exactly. I just
I wouldn't
Yeah, and
doubt
that's
that the
go
government's
on.
working on some way to control the weather. Sorry, Hart. Go ahead, bro.
Well,
You
yeah,
haven't
that's
said a word like this whole time. You go ahead.
sure. Well, it's been brought up. Harsh brought up harp, HARP.
I did call you Hart. What do you mean?
No, harsh
Oh, no. Sorry.
brought up harp, HAARP.
right.
Yeah, yeah. The fires, they're not just going and say attacking Americans too. It's also up in Canada through British Columbia. They're having so-called wildfires that are very strategic, and according to plans of pipelines and other mining routes. So and then project PPNG's energy projects. They're clearing the way. It's how might as well burn it down, and it's a whole lot easier than cutting down all those trees and making it seem like they're horrible for cutting down all those trees for their project.
I mean, I definitely agree that people do things that are they're just for greed,
There was
obviously.
footage a couple of years ago where people were going through in Oregon, starting fires purposely.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
So,
if there's people starting fires purposely, that's different than controlling the weather. I don't think we're at that level yet, technologically. Like, I just don't.
no one's controlling the weather.
Nope. I mean, do they want to? Yeah, for sure, 100%. Every major power that has a research team is trying to find ways. I mean, like, they were doing weirder shit in World War II. They were trying to, like, talk to, like, spirits and, like, invoke, like, demons and stuff on their enemies, or, like, do, like, astral projection so that they could spy on the enemy. The governments are that hasn't changed. There's these special research groups and stuff that do these weird, like, clandestine kind of operations, and nothing's really come of it. I don't think we're at the point where they can control the weather yet, is all I'm saying. Would they want to? Yeah, 100%. And that's a problem too. Whether they're doing it right now, that's that's up for debate. But
at least through visible, the cloud seeding is a thing. They've there's all sorts of evidence and testimonies, and like they flat out tell everyone that they've been doing it since like the 50s, and they're the chemtrails are much more prevalent now and very much visible. You can see them. They're out there. They seed the clouds and make clouds.
I mean, ever since I've grown up, I've always seen chemtrails.
That's just how airplanes work, bro.
Yeah, I don't think those are. And you're not going to be able to control the weather until you control the jet stream. And if you can't control that, you're not going to. They'll never be able to control the weather because of the jet stream.
Well, I mean, chemtrails aren't really chemtrails either. I mean, that's actually, condensation from the plane wings.
Exactly. That's exactly what that is. Yes, it is.
Look
the
up
displacement
in
in air. It's displacement in air temperature.
Yeah.
I know pilots that fly planes, and they say the same exact thing. And they're not working for the government. Some of them hate the government. Some of them are Trump supporters even. And they have no reason to lie about it to me. Like, they're like, no, it's just a condensation. It's the wings they create. They're not crop dusting people to poison them or change the weather. It's just that's how airplanes work sometimes.
Right. But my question is, in that case, how do you explain the lack of natural clouds in the sky then, with all those jet streams and all that?
And then too, there is.
What do you mean?
There's always clouds in the sky.
Yeah, but the cloud patterns haven't looked natural in decades.
Yeah, there's these irregular ripples that they looks like they're frequency based.
Well, that's what you get when you combine a cirrus cloud and a cumulus cloud. They cause ripples like that.
No.
I mean, it's fact, brother. You can look it up.
I'm going to agree to disagree, and I'm going to stick to what I viewed and observed throughout my lifetime.
Absolutely.
Which is fine. Yeah.
For sure.
See, this is what the show's all about. Being able to agree as adults or disagree as
I'll
adults.
be the guy on the UFO saying, I told you so.
And then we do this. Okay. Listen, like, I don't think there's anything nefarious as far as controlling the weather. I really don't. Wildfires have been a thing in California since I was born. Earthquakes are devastating. And bless you, Scott. I know we couldn't hear that. We still can't hear you. I don't know if we're still muted, but
no, I muted
even
myself.
Though I don't believe in God. But anyway, yeah, I mean, natural disasters are natural disasters, and they happen. And I understand some people trying to find like a different reasoning for it because they're so, I don't know, like, things have changed for sure. the weather has changed in California. It's not like this nice, cozy California weather anymore. It's still cozy, but it's not as good as it used to be 15 years ago.
Right. Like I know Scott was alluding to the fact that natural weather cycles happen, and I'm sure they do because one, we've only been able to, with even with the almanacs, we've only been able to document 170, maybe 200 years of weather. So I can't sit there and say, so I can't sit there and say that okay that we haven't had any natural cycles or whatever. But at the same time, it also seems like a lot of this does not seem natural. It really does. Whether it's cloud patterns in the sky, or some of these fires, or some of these or some of these hurricanes or whatever, because a grade 5, a category 5 hurricane in 1992 was a hell of a lot smaller and a hell of a lot less damaging than a category 5 hurricane in 2022. If you look at
We didn't have that
the
much.
facts.
All
We
right,
didn't have that much stuff to look at it though.
let's say they are controlling the weather.
We don't have the technology that we did back then to see how big it was now. I'm pretty sure it was the same size. We just didn't have what we have now than we did then.
That is true. But also, let's say that, okay, I'll hear you guys out. Let's say that this is true, right? The government's controlling the weather. They're creating these natural disasters at will, or at least create, trying to create them, or pushing them in the right direction so that there will be these Cat 5 hurricanes and whatnot. What is the point of that? What do they get out of it?
Well, I mean,
avenues. The funding for the government and non-government operatings, outreaches. There's numerous ways to make money off a disaster.
True, but I mean, if you're killing your workforce and you're killing people that are paying you insane amounts of taxes and property taxes and destroying their homes, and now they're basically homeless at this point, there's plenty of people that like look at Hurricane Katrina, plenty of those people, only through the goodness of humanity did they get back on their feet, or through their own families. Some of those people had no family, and they still were able to get back on their feet because people donated money to them to help them out. There's no, I don't really see a positive in that for the government.
Well, to control where the food grows and who can grow it, I mean, that'll be one of the things. And people also forget that, a lot of people in power have already assumed that this is the end game. Like they already have their underground bunker, billion dollar bunkers ready to go. Well, that's what, and their farming lands ready to go. So they don't care about all this stuff being destroyed.
But at
They
the
don't care
same
about any of
time,
it being destroyed. They don't care about any of the workers being destroyed. They're like, screw it. We'll have robots instead of servants. It doesn't matter. Screw it. It doesn't, because
you
doesn't matter
forget
if the
though,
atmosphere gets destroyed because we got our homes or whatever. So I mean, it's a lot more. I mean, I see what you and Jason are saying, because on the surface, this doesn't make any sense.
Who built the robots though? Who operates those factories? It's not robots.
It's not only that. If they have bunkers, billion-dollar bunkers with all this stuff, eventually it's going to die out. Canned foods are only going to last for so long. Foods that you grow are only going to last for so long. Without sun, light, and water, there is nothing. So why would they kill all of it off when it's going to end eventually for them?
I think the point that he was getting at is that they don't care if they destroy everything, because they're going to survive in the bunkers while everybody else dies, and they come out and it's just like this elite people that will just live off of the land, and they own the rest of the world now because everybody else is gone, and they have robots now and blah blah blah. But it's like, who's going to maintain the robots? Who's going to keep, they're not going to do it.
Where is there any evidence of any of this crap? Because the last two storms that ran through here, a lot of the areas still have not recovered. Lake Charles still has people living in tents from a hurricane from 2 years ago. So no, they're not in control of the damn weather, or they wouldn't wipe out entire communities.
what was up
Yeah.
with that hurricane? No, tornado earlier on this year. It went on for hundreds of miles and stretched across and lasted hours upon a few days. Actually, like that's unheard of with this. That's unheard of.
There's a lot of things that happen in life that are unheard of, though. There's a lot of
Yeah.
unexplainable things that
But
happen. It doesn't mean that the government's behind it.
Yeah.
And,
Bro, I'm
and
telling you, it
so
all boils back down to technology. We
yeah,
didn't have what we had back then.
Not only that, but like we have plenty of stories about people experiencing like paranormal like things, and I don't even know why it's called paranormal, because honestly, maybe that's normal for the planet. Maybe that's normal for Earth, and
Yeah.
only certain people experience it. Maybe this is normal, and we're overblowing it because we've never seen it before, or
That's
like in
exactly.
these quantities. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a nefarious government behind it, and I really don't think that our government is capable of doing what they do, or
Yeah.
what you guys are saying that they're capable of doing. They're capable of really bad shit, don't get me wrong. But as far as controlling the weather and controlling the whole world and this and that, obviously not. Because look at China and Russia, what they're doing right now. They're getting away with whatever the fuck they want. Period. Russia's
Yeah,
doing what it wants.
I'm
And
not really sure. I'm not really sure any of these countries are really against each other when push come to shove. I think a lot of this, even when it comes to like politics and international relations and all that, a lot of it seems to be, I don't know the right word for it. Maybe it seems more like political theater than anything else, because for some reason, when there's an issue they all agree on, everyone just comes, all these powers just come together like that, no problem. I mean, look at what happened in 2020. Everyone all of a sudden just agreed on the same thing, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I,
it's
I thought
nuclear.
these people were so different.
It's
They're
nuclear
trying to call
weapons
each other's
is what it
bluff.
is.
That's all it is.
Putin threatens the nukes all the time, and he's kind of a psycho and everything, but like he will never do it because he knows that's the end of everything.
Right.
He launches one
He's
nuke, we're
not a
all
religious
gone.
type.
And
At the end of the day, Putin, Russia, all these other countries are gonna fold.
Right. All
well,
right.
yeah,
Anyway,
I
I
mean,
just want to share something really quick,
go for it.
and then and there's a screenshot of an article that said of chemtrails. What chemtrails? Scientists propose controversial plan to refreeze North and South poles by spraying sulfur dioxide into atmosphere. A fleet of 120 air-to-air refueling tankers would release it. Speaking of headlines, here you go. A cloud of a cloud of microscopic sulfur dioxide particles at an altitude of 43,000 feet and a latitude of 60 degrees in both hemispheres, slightly shading the Earth's surface beneath. I don't know if it says Thomas More or Thomas, but either way, it is.
What was the
Either way,
chemical that you said there's, friend?
sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere.
I bet Jason knows exactly what that is.
Right. Like I said, if you and Justin are right, then everything's fine and dandy, and it doesn't matter. But if not,
No,
then,
I'm not trying to disprove you or argue with you or whatever. We're just
right. But if not, then we
I
gotta
really
like
don't.
start
Why would
cracking.
they? Sulfur dioxide is toxic to human beings. I don't understand why they would spread that around. What is the purpose of that? Unless it's to kill people and give them like asthma or lung problems.
What happened?
He said that,
Talking about lung problems?
No, he's talking about airplanes that are spreading sulfur dioxide overhead, and like I don't really see a reason for that unless you're trying to give people like asthma.
Right. Well, I guess I'm kind of glad we had this discussion, because it does lead to the next headline about that, with the scientists doing that. Scientists have outlined a controversial plan, as you've noted in your own words, to refreeze the North and South poles and dial down the global thermostat. They say high-flying jets can spray microscopic aerosol particles into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight and the melting ice caps. Around 175,000 flights a year would be needed, releasing millions of tons of carbon dioxide. But a former UK chief scientist backed the plan, telling Sky News that a polar warming is now critical, and refreezing the ice could hold back the rise in global sea levels. The new study was led by Wade Smith from Yale University in the United States. He warned the plan would treat an important symptom of climate change, but not the cause. It's aspirin, not penicillin. It's not a substitute for decarbonization, he said. Under the plan, a fleet of 125 military air-to-air refueling tankers would release a cloud of microscopic sulfur dioxide particles at an altitude of 43,000 feet and a latitude of 60 degrees in both hemispheres, roughly the equivalent of the Shetlands in the north and the Falklands in the south. This is in England, obviously. The particles would slowly drift toward the poles of high altitude winds, slightly shading the Earth's surface beneath. Just over 13 meters, tons of particles released in the spring and summer would be enough to cool off the polar regions by 2 degrees Celsius, with more moderate coolings at mid latitudes, according to the research published in the scientific journal Environmental Research Communications. I don't. Do you want me to read the rest of the article, or just? The plan is controversial, not least because of the large number of flights, equivalent to more than 2 days of global air traffic in 2021, would release greenhouse gases into the upper atmosphere where they're more damaging. Other scientists are also cautious about unleashing solar shading because it could have unintended consequences such as reducing crop yields. A plan to release particles from a balloon in northern Sweden last year was abandoned after protests from environmentalists. A large-scale release program would need an international agreement. But the researchers argue only 1% of the human population was in a target deployment zone, and the 10 pound a billion a year cost of the program would be far less in carbon capture, other means of mitigating and adapting to climate change. If the risk-benefit equation were to pay off anywhere, it would be at the poles, said Mr. Smith. Any intentional turning of the global thermostat would be of common interest to all of humanity. The poles are warming several times faster than the global average, with record-breaking heat waves reported in the Arctic and Antarctic this year. If the vast Greenland and West Antarctic ice sheets reach a tipping point, now seen as likely on current projection of global warming, the sea levels would rise by several meters. Okay, I'm just gonna. Yeah. So. And then Robert says, "Gee, that sounds like that can alter the weather." I agree. I don't know what is everyone's thoughts on that.
So yeah, if I wanted to have a couple of seconds here. So not everybody is dying from weather. You know, the with these events. Yeah, some deaths do happen, but there's definitely much left over to still continue on the money making circle. You know, there's plenty of minions around. So that death tool. I'm hoping I shared a link within the chat there of Fort McMurray. At 34 seconds from Global News footage, it shows how they attacked the town, not the entire town, but trees are still fine, the shrubs are fine, but all the houses are destroyed. Well, not all the houses, but key houses, and then there's houses that are right beside that are completely fine. So this is not quite a wildfire whatsoever, even under their own cameras,
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot to be desired with this because both of these circumstances do not seem natural. I'd like to be wrong.
And same thing going on with the relocating. They're okay with relocating a whole bunch of people. Actually, they make money out of doing that. They're fine. Yeah.
Okay. And Holy said Georgia Guidestones in regards to why they no longer need people, and it's not a coincidence that we'll get into that explosion later. But the fact that it no longer they no longer felt that it had to be kept upright, well, that's its own thing. And Hoey says they sold crack to the blacks, that they sold guns to the cartels. Oh, cracks to black. Okay. I don't know what does everyone think about the last few.
I mean, CIA is definitely involved with cartel stuff. That's just a given. They've been doing that forever. This is what they do.
At least the 60s.
I mean, if they weren't, the cartels wouldn't
we're
go
going
as
from chemtrails to the cartel.
Yes, it was a welcome change as well.
Well, I don't know. I kind of want to figure out what the whole, not even chemtrails thing, but just what they're trying to do with the, spraying sulfur dioxide.
You know, it's in like drinks and
sulfur dioxide.
Sulfur dioxide. It's used in. It's a preservative,
right?
As well.
Sulfur dioxide is the scent that comes off of volcanoes.
That too.
Right.
Yep.
So, right into the atmosphere. I don't know how that.
If you mix sulfur dioxide with water and air, you get sulfuric acid. That's what causes acid rain.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And we haven't experienced any acid rain in the United States, so.
Robert says Operation Sea Spray was a 1950 U.S. Navy secret biological warfare experiment in which Serratia martians and Bacillus globi bacteria were sprayed all over the San Francisco Bay Area in California in order to determine how a vulnerable city like San Francisco may be to a bioweapon attack.
I don't blame them for throwing sriracha on sailors in San Francisco, to be honest.
Sriracha is actually pretty good. You mix it with mayonnaise.
Well, I mean, there's a shortage of it, bro,
God.
so get it while you can.
Okay. And as for the sulfuric acid,
2,000 miles away.
That clears drains like gold. And I know this topic is making Scott nervous. That's why he'd rather talk about cartels and drugs.
What?
I brought up
didn't
the
even say
and
anything.
drugs, not
I know,
Scott.
but I'm saying it makes
the
Scott.
Mexican guy did it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just. How did I get thrown under the bus? I wasn't even saying anything. What the fuck?
He didn't say anything for like 20 minutes, dude.
Because he said like cartels and drugs, the welcome topic compared to what we're talking about.
Well,
So
yeah,
like
because I mean, it's rabbit holes and
we're talking about airplanes and
planes, trains, automobiles, John Candy. I mean, the fuck.
We're talking about sulfur dioxide that's found in drinks that are still on the shelves at the grocery store that you probably drink yourself.
That's the same with potassium. It's in Dasani. It's the same element that they use on death row to kill the inmates.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean, and they say when they were approached about it, they said, "Oh, we use it for flavor." So just think about that. When you drink in Dasani, you drink enough that you can kill yourself.
I don't drink that bullshit because it costs $1 more than fucking bullshit water. I'll drink the cheapest water they got. It's water. Like I'll drink out of the tap. I don't give a shit.
Or I'll just drink from the ocean.
Don't do that. That's salt water. You can't drink salt water, motherfucker. How are you still alive?
Yes, you can. It's just not good to do.
That's true. It is not good to do. But he's Samoan, and I think they're built different.
So like you can drink salt seawater. It's just that you have to be hydrated enough, and then have to be rehydrated again.
See, hard nose.
You can drink seawater and live for sure, but it will dehydrate the shit out of you. You're not really meant to drink seawater.
Well, yeah.
That's a huge mistake that people that got like lost at sea and like drifted to some island and they thought they could drink seawater and they ended up dead in like 3 days because they were so dehydrated and fuck. I can't imagine what that's like. That must be awful. To die from dehydration, that's insane to me.
Yeah, that's
that. Like we've all had.
You imagine a person dying from a heat stroke because
it'd be like that. Yeah,
yeah,
it'd be a lot like that. We've all been you know, hungover before, and like the first thing you want to do is drink something, and imagine the only thing you have to drink is seawater because you're too stupid to find a coconut or whatever the fuck. And
Too stupid to
that's just
find a
got to be a shitty way
coconut.
to die.
Well,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what island you're at or whatever. If you're at a nice
How
island, I'm
could you
sure
be
there's
too
coconuts.
stupid to find a coconut?
I don't know.
bro,
you're
all
like-
you gotta do is put plants in a hole and let the condensation at night build your water for you.
No,
There you go. Well, I mean,
okay,
yeah.
that's just kind of strange, but all right.
Or if you boil the seawater, like you're good
You
to
got
go.
matches?
Probably not, no. But there's ways to build fire. Like we've been
He
on this
can
planet
use
forever, and we still
the
can't
jet
build fire
fuel
ourselves.
from the downed plane he was on and just set half the forest on fire. That ought to last him a while.
There you go.
Smoke sign your way out of there.
Right,
Yep.
right. You know, let the fire be seen from like 550 miles away.
It will.
And if you're hungry, throw the other survivors in the fire. Eat them.
It'll do them
Whoa,
no good, though, 'cause they're
whoa,
gonna die from the
whoa,
sulfur
whoa,
dioxide.
Whoa, you see, no, that was a California, that was a Donner Pass type incident, Jason. We can't be doing things like that. We're not going to be cannibalistic, okay?
Wait, what?
Well, no, you said that throw the rest of the survivors in the fire and eat them.
If you're hungry, if you gotta survive, and there was someone there that was disabled,
Oh, Jesus.
you're telling me you wouldn't eat them?
Okay.
Why would I?
Exactly.
Why would I don't understand. Why would I?
To survive.
I mean, are there
Unless
no
you're,
more
like-
like plants and
Yeah.
you know
Well, then
fruits and
you're on the
vegetables?
island. You don't know if the plants or the vegetables there are safe to eat.
Yeah, you do.
Not most people.
Yeah,
Oh,
most
well.
people. You can put someone in the middle of the forest; they will not know that you can eat certain things to live.
I feel like Scott's one of those people that knows what's up, but I feel like there's a lot of people in America that have no idea.
No, I mean, I grew up like picking blackberries and shit off of bushes in the woods.
Oh, so you picked blackberries. What about the whiteberries?
Yeah,
There is no white berries. You
Yeah.
Sounds like some
jack
BLM stuff.
wagon.
Howie says he's assuming I will eat someone. That's what Howie says in that
I'm
situation.
pretty sure that would be like
You would eat someone?
And that would be like a last ditch effort.
Right.
It's happened before in the past.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we're
People
not
do-
Donners.
People do what they got to do.
We're not on
Well,
Donner
no.
Pass, Justin. I mean, I understand those people up there think that's normal. You know,
It would
Right.
take a lot, but it would like literally if you're about to die, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Eat the
Howie
weakest
said-
link.
Right, exactly. Howie said they just said rainwater isn't even safe because of the man-made plastic that was burned. And as for Jason's question, he says Robert asked, what part would you eat first?
I would have to say the arm.
the arm. Why the arm?
I mean, well, it's
Okay,
easier to
wait.
cut off.
This
It's right
conversation
there,
might
and
be
then-
getting a little too deep, but who cares? Why the arm?
Well, it depends. It depends. Is it a man or a woman?
Oh, that is actually a good
that's
question.
sexist.
That's
you
all
can't be-
sexist because they're built different.
Yeah, for real. Are you gonna eat a man meat, Scott?
Yeah, like
No.
you know, none of us are homophobic, but I know none of us are eating the dick first. I'll tell you that
No,
much.
I mean,
don't care how
why
hungry
not?
you
Why
are.
not like one of the calves?
The cats.
No, the
Yeah,
calves.
calves.
Maybe,
You know, like the
yeah.
bottom part of your
Calf,
leg.
thigh. Well, I mean, depending on how big the person is, the arm would have just as much meat.
Yeah.
What if it's a very small person? Like, what if
Then
all you
what
could
fuck?
catch was a
Because me and
midget?
you are big, dude.
What if all you could catch was a midget, though?
One of y'all are eating the dick though. If it was Scott and Jason stuck on an island and like somebody died there, like, or let's say me, One of y'all are eating my dick,
So
bro.
you want one of us to eat your dick?
No, I don't
No.
want that. I'm just saying
No,
that you
no,
would.
that's
No,
exactly what you're
it's not-
saying.
no.
You're saying if I die, one of you eat my dick.
No.
No, I'm just saying that you would. One of y'all would get hungry enough. You'd be
No.
like, "Fuck it, I'm eating the dick." You guys would fight for my dick, bro.
No. For one,
What do
I'd
you
be.
know?
No, we
You're gonna
wouldn't.
die. You'd rather die than eat my dick. Like
I
Yes.
would wait for him to die, and then I would do something drastic.
Yes, I would
That's
die.
the parts that get sacrificed to the gods and like gets burnt up to a crisp or something like that. That's
There you go.
That's
Well, he's
Like a-
Samoan, so he might do some
like a hot
crazy
dog
ritual
that's
shit
been
like
left
that.
on a
Scott would
barbecue
not fucking
bill.
hesitate.
I
Though.
would
Scott would be
definitely
like,
not fucking do
No.
anything.
throw some mustard on that bitch, throw it in a bun. and be like, "Ooh, a hot dog."
No. It would be more like
Robert says lower leg meat too stringy, maybe upper.
right.
all
Fuck
right.
Robert.
You got to think of cuts of meat and white meat, dark meat.
Robert doesn't even season his meat. Shut up, Robert. Get out of here.
Are they fit? Are they over? Are they obese? What's going on? Like maybe it might be they're too.
Yeah, like someone like Hart and Justin.
Hart
like,
just
they-
said.
no kind of fucking meat.
Hart just
But
said they have.
there's no
they
muscle
have,
either, though, bro. Like
They have white meat
tasty
and dark meat.
Then I'm gonna fucking eat your heart.
All right, just don't eat the brain though, because like that's not good for you. Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Oh Jesus
I
Christ!
mean,
Leave
you
the
got
brain
cakes
alone.
though. If you got cakes, I'd eat the cakes.
I don't got the cakes, bro. But my girl does.
Fuck, it's all
I'll
good.
eat her cakes, nigga.
God damn! Why do you? Jesus
What?
Christ. Fuck, dude.
What? We just talked about eating my dick, and you're offended by me wanting to eat my girlfriend's ass? Why is that a
Jesus
problem?
Christ, man.
I'm not
No,
going
man.
to. I would like look. She's hot and everything, but like I still won't do that, bro. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I'm not that millennial.
What is
I don't
millennial?
even think millennials would do some shit like that.
Millennials love eating ass, bro. That's their thing.
No, I meant like an actual cooked ass.
Oh no, I meant like don't like eat like ass like raw, bro. Like not cooked yet. What do you
wrong with eating
mean?
ass raw?
I don't know. I just don't do it. Shit comes out of there, bro.
Oh God, here we go.
I mean, I know piss comes out the pussy, but like it's a little different. I can
Bro,
deal with
you're
that.
standing outside with chemtrails. You're afraid of ass?
I don't give a shit. Like everything is killing me right now. I'm dying of cancer as we speak, bro. Like the fucking drawers, my
fuck, who are
laptop,
you?
my microphone, the fucking beer, the can, my watch, my smartwatch, my fucking bracelets. Everything is giving me cancer at this
All
moment.
I know is dude,
Robert Walker says
we
rope
get fucking
roast.
stranded on the island. I'm fucking eating Justin.
Yeah,
God.
no, fucking. I mean, you might get cancer, but
Jesus.
fuck it.
I'm fine with that.
And to address Hoey on his statement earlier of the rainwater, this is a part of the fear mongering of they don't want like no don't be afraid of the rainwater out of any of the water to go and harvest to grab some of that up if you're in a pinch or maybe even just to drink. Why not? Don't be afraid of the rainwater. It's probably better than any of the stuff that they are offering us. So. Fear mongering. Don't fall to it.
Wait, but like, what are you just saying that they're poisoning, like, or they're creating the weather, and like the rainwater might be poisoned because they're throwing all this shit in the air? So, like, yeah, boil the rainwater, and then it's good.
Or do that.
I would say do that if you can. Yes, definitely boil the rainwater because God knows where the fuck that water came from. It's condensation. And it's just it's water reharvesting itself. It's condensation going back up to the sky, and you don't know where the fuck that shit came from. It could have came from like me fucking my girlfriend, bro. Like you don't know. Do you really want to drink that?
Yeah.
Still fear mongering.
Jason's a kinky motherfucker. He would drink it, but
no,
that's okay.
Wow.
Bruh. Bruh.
I almost spit my beer out. Yes, my lord.
Ugh.
Why do you sound like this now? Like you're really gonna give me a lecture right now? Like you sound like Jesus.
Oh, I have
like,
no idea. I'm just all I know is that yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All
and
right.
another thing, I would like to state, as a vegan and a slightly educated person, I would think I'm going to find me some vegetation and go eat that for any fellow human beings. That's
You're a
I'm
vegan?
sure.
What?
And this is another thing me and Harsh try to promote and tell others is go and figure out the foods that you can eat around you and educate yourself of knowing of what's up so you don't go die in the wilderness.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Well,
Me and Jason are kind of running a program like that too,
Yeah.
where we're trying to promote like just go eat pussy, just do it, eat it everywhere as much as you can before you die.
Yeah.
Spread the love.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, no, we can't right now, but like before we were taken. You know what I mean?
Oh,
no,
and
I'm not trying to get
no.
Jason
In all
shot.
seriousness, though, I mean, it just goes to show you how far divided everyone is. Because I mean, even if you grew up in what's considered a city here, you still have basic survival skills that you won't find anywhere else. You know, and I guess that's one of the plus things about living in the South.
Yeah.
I will say Southern folk definitely have a lot more firearm training, survival training, just basic common knowledge.
Surrounded
Even
by forest.
And it's not just that; it's a different type of vibe out there.
We know survival, just different.
Oh, we know
survival.
a different type of survival for sure. We know like street smarts and stuff out here. It's a way different thing that
it's the concrete jungle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
we know
Southern
how to
folk though
survive as far as killing animals.
You run into one of these motherfuckers, like they will fucking keep you alive for months out in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, the only people that aren't gonna make it are the fucking white city people, bro.
Oh yeah, that's the rich people in the concrete jungle.
Those are the ones that are gonna have a fucking hard time trying to survive.
Those are the ones that's gonna like hilariously fail.
What?
They're gonna like hilariously fail.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
They're guarded by fences and they're
I grew up in a big city all my life, but if I were to get thrown into the wilderness, I think I have at least basic knowledge to make it 35 minutes.
No, I mean that's why it's worth it. Well, like you have knowledge about chemicals and chemistry and science and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you're already ahead of the pack in that sense. But like I get what you're saying though. Like city boys, like we have street smart, so we know how to like get around the hood and shit like that. Where a southern boy might not necessarily like they'll probably fucking clap a motherfucker first, but if they don't know any better, then they might get fucking killed. But yeah, in like the wilderness situation, I think the South wins. Yeah, I will say that.
But yeah, they got more land out there than
But true, but knowing that though, knowing that you live in the city, this is why I read books about survival and shit like that, because I know that I've never been trained in that stuff, and like I don't really get around to that stuff as often as I wish I could. So I have like a basic
make
knowledge.
your way out
like going
east.
back to the sorry, go ahead, Scott. My bad.
Make your way out east. Come towards Louisiana and Texas and Mississippi and Alabama. Make your way out that way.
That's a plan. I'm definitely down to visit all y'all.
No, I'm talking about in general. If the proverbial shit hits the fan.
Oh, 100%.
Right.
And this is like we're talking about. Like if the shit hits the fan, the first place I'd raid is the fucking library and take all the medical books and like whatever. I know Jason fucking laughs at me about this shit, but it's true because no one's gonna be there. No one's going to the library first. They're going to the pharmacies. They're going to the fucking gun stores.
I'm going to the liquor store.
Shit. Well, they're going there too. That's where people are going to die. The library, no.
When shit hits the fan, everyone's going to go grab guns and canned foods and water. There's going to be that group of people that's going to go straight for the fucking big screen TVs.
Exactly. And that's why I'm going to the fucking library to take the books that have knowledge in there. That is
There's always going to be
timeless.
that faction that goes after the big screens. It's
Yeah,
always
there's
going to
always going to be that group of people, bro.
with nothing to fucking watch
I'm
ever
going
again.
to the hospital.
That in the shoe store, getting those sneakers.
And well, at least I'll look fly when I get shot to death. But no, like, I mean, I know Jason always fucking laughs at me about this shit, but like, I'm going to the fucking library. I'm getting those fucking books about first aid, what food is safe to eat, bullshit like that. Because there's no internet anymore. There's no Google anymore. I have that shit in my backpack now.
And going back to food and water safe to eat, yeah, find the food that is safe to eat, and with this, you eat your hydration. Then
True.
you nourish you, and this is also a like these fruitarians. That's they don't even drink water. The with the plants and everything else, even if you're eating meat, these are the best filters of cleaning of the water. You're getting the best forms of water through the plants that you eat. So
Right. And more importantly, the people in the country, they're the ones going to survive when everything collapses. It's the people in the cities and the suburbs that might have more issues.
Oh yeah, it's gonna turn into a mess in the big cities.
Yeah, it's going to be an opening of
Chaos
prison.
everywhere. Yeah, everything's just gonna go straight to shit once it hits the fan. The best place you can be is out in the boondocks.
Yeah.
Well,
Bro,
I guess
I'm not
we'll all
worried.
go to the library.
I'm not. No,
Library.
I'm going to the library and then I'm going to fucking Reno.
We're all
And
then-
library. This nigga.
We
Here
all's
this guy
going.
goes.
We all's going
Here
to the
this guy
library.
goes.
Here's my plan. I'll go to the library, collect all the fucking books about first aid, about survival, about plants you can eat in the wild, blah, blah, whatever the fuck. And then I'm going to Reno, and then I'm going to fucking show up. Listen, have you seen her fucking trucks, bro? She's got some Mad Max shit going on over there, bro. And she's smart as shit, and we can attach like fucking chainsaws, all kinds of crazy shit to her fucking trucks, bro.
What
You're
are you
watching
talking?
too much
What are
Dawn
you
of the
talking
Dead.
about?
No. Trust me.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. What the? Where the fuck are? Where did you
We're
even
all
go?
gonna go and worry about survival, and this guy's gonna go check out Dr. Seuss.
No, I'm not going to check out Dr. Seuss. I mean, I might listen.
Yeah, he's probably going to check out Dr. Seuss.
For nostalgia,
Oh,
for nostalgia
Jesus.
purposes, yes, I will steal a fucking Dr. Seuss book. Shut the fuck up. Who cares?
Oh my god.
But I'll have
want
first aid books. I'll have all kinds of books about survival and shit like that. And y'all will have a bunch of drugs and get fucking silly on that shit. And me and Shy gonna pull up in this
What are
fucking
you talking
monster
about,
truck
man?
with
I'm gonna
chainsaws.
be like, no, I'm gonna have freezers full of meat. I'm gonna be cooking. I'm gonna be having a good old time. Everything's gonna be sealed off from everything. I ain't gonna be worried about
I
shit.
mean, where do you think I'm trying to go to, Scott? Like, we got to get to you first.
I ain't gonna be worried about shit over here.
No, I know that. That's why we're trying to get to you first. So I'm gonna like be with Shine. We'll be your fucking co-driver. We'll fucking drive this monster truck with chainsaws everywhere. Just
I'm
fucking
gonna be out here gassing it up.
just running people over, fucking chopping people up. Like, no, we're good. We'll fucking create like a fuel injection thing where like their blood turns into fuel for the car
I'm
somehow.
gonna go steal all the cows.
Oh, jeez.
Why would you steal all the cows?
He's a hungry guy.
You sound like Justin Davis right now, bro.
Oh, here we
have
go.
cow thefts where I live. There's over
Where do you
34,
live?
34 cows. Yeah, here in Manitoba. 34 cows got stolen from one of the farms here. So they came with a freaking semi, loaded up these cows.
Fucking Justin Davis, bro. He's
how much
always
you wanna
selling all
bet
the
that
fat
person
girls,
was
bro.
Samoan?
No, it was Justin Davis, bro.
What?
It was Justin Davis. You know how he is about these fat girls online?
Oh shit!
Now you get what I'm saying. Okay, okay.
That would be.
Whoops. Come on down, Justin Davis for him. Where I got how many cows did they sell, Hart?
35.
cows.
We got 35 cows up for sale right now. Going cheap, $10 a piece.
Buy
Brandon
one,
Money.
buy one, you get a calf for free.
Every goddamn woman on Facebook fucking hates my guts. So
That's
please
all
buy
right.
cows.
That's right.
I-95s.
That's right. Just come on down here to Justin Davis's Boat Condo Emporium right here off I-95 and next door to the Buc-ee's.
Can I get a heifer with cheese?
Yes, sir. We have a whole side of beef for $29.95, but it's a very skinny cow, so I can't guarantee how much meat is going to be on it. But you got some bones for the dog or something. For $19.95. Well, no, that's the wrong price sheet. Hang on.
$19.95.
$29.95.
Oh, $29.95. Goddamn.
Oh yeah, there's $29.95 for that side of beef there. And there's some scrawny looking goddamn beef. It must be a Shauna cow. I'm not sure, but
Oh wow.
He said, "Oh wow." All right, I'll be right back. God damn it.
No.
What do you mean?
Where are you going?
Stay forever.
Where are you going?
I gotta go.
I know.
I gotta go do the thing.
No, you don't.
Wow.
What do you mean?
No, you don't.
He's gonna go to the library.
He's gotta go to the library and steal some
he
of
wants-
Dr. Seuss books on first aid. That's what he's got to do.
He wants to go smoke
Have
a
you ever seen
cigarette. That's what
a Dr. Seuss book on first aid? That would be genius to teach kids how to fucking do first aid. Honestly, that's a great idea. That's a $1 million
Dr.
idea.
Seuss is a liberal.
What?
Well, that's why he didn't teach first aid to fucking children.
Oh,
There once was a cut. It was next to a nut, and I had to find a clot just so he wouldn't get shot. I don't know what to do. And now that's why I ask you: how do I clot this place where I got shot?
all right.
Harsh got bars, bro.
Oh,
That's like a Dr.
One
That's like
weekend
a
with
Dr.
Heather
Seuss
J, and
like.
this fool comes back a rapper.
That'd be like a Dr. Seuss like first paragraph. That's like the first paragraph. Of
Once
Dr.
again,
Seuss first aid kit.
Come join us off I-95 at Justin Davis's Boat Condo Emporium. Wait, hang on a second. Hold on, this is the January 6th trial. This ain't the right shit. What the hell y'all got me reading over here? Hold on, dude.
I blame Harsh for this one.
Oh, god damn it.
God damn it, Harsh. He became a rapper. That's why he's not so committed to the goddamn show anymore. He knows he's gonna make it big. You hear those bars?
He's the rapper that we're gonna go and ask for.
That was
it's his meal,
bro.
The rapper.
The Harsh
heart
meal.
attack, Harsh.
Oh my god.
Extra
the harsh
mayo,
heart
baby.
attack. Extra
Yeah,
mayo.
the harsh heart
No,
attack.
it comes with extra mayo already, bro. And they steal your credit card information. If you pay with a debit card or a credit card.
Hazel Spades and y'all about to go.
Okay, 43 seconds, and yeah, I'll
I don't
have
know.
you on,
Are you and Howie gonna join? Is a question.
Tell them
camera.
to fuck themselves.
Hey, shout out to.
If we go long, we can open up the phone line here. I've got a phone line.
Shout out to Jesus Christ.
No,
But,
don't
I
play
am-
that. That's terrible.
All right, I'll be back. Y'all be good.
Oh, here we go.
What do you mean?
Whatever.
I gotta go get the fuck. What do you mean?
No, you don't.
Hey, man, it's cool.
Hazel says, "I want if Howie." Oh wow, there's already friction in paradise.
No, I mean not yet. Not until I see Jason in person. What do you mean?
Just
Oh fuck, Majestic's gonna kill both of us. I shouldn't have said that.
No.
He said there's friction in paradise, and I was like, not yet. Not until I see you, Jason.
Yep.
He just said, my boy. No, we're both gonna die tonight. We gotta chill. I'll be back. I gotta go.
Oh, here we go.
He's like, I'm ready to die anyway. Who do deal with those cows?
Majesta says, "Justin, I don't want to kill you, right?"
oof. That's harsh.
Hey, baby.
What did I fucking say? I told you we're gonna die, Jason. Battle stations, bro. This is not a drill.
Anyway, on this note, anyone going? I'm wondering, is Howie gonna join the show or what? I'm just waiting for him. If not,
Well, I thought Majesta said she was going to join, and then
She did join for a little bit.
yeah, and then she left. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I will say
Probably
we
work.
are at the we are at the 2:50, almost at the 2:15 mark of the show. We're at the part of the show where it could either end right now or go for like another 6 hours with the way things have gone today.
6
I don't
hours. Fuck that.
Hey, what time
Well,
is
not
that
you,
over there?
Junior, but I'm saying like the rest of the people on this panel. And in regards to Jason, she says, "Hi, my love. I'm about to go for a walk after I lay my kid down." Jeez, this was actually a very productive show. I mean, who knew?
It was?
And I know, right?
Who
I
knew
mean,
this was
it was
actually that
better
Well,
good?
than.
I'm actually happy.
Some
I am happy that a lot of the new equipment is working correctly. So
You didn't
there's that.
complain or any hiccups?
No, not tonight. I haven't had any hiccups.
No. And our guy Hoey is on.
Hello.
What up, Hoey? Yeah, but so tell us your thoughts on some of the on the Georgia Guidestones and some of the other you know, government
Conspiracy
situations.
everybody wants to like brand on and think they're gonna get famous on Facebook for it. I mean, that's more of a Joe Alex Jones type thing. I don't really understand that flex, but I laughed when they got blown up. I really did. That shit was fucking hilarious. 21,000, lower the global fucking population, 21,000 people. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Is,
But anyway,
is it me
one
or
of the top
is it breaking up?
I don't know. I could.
I would
Oh yeah, I can barely
probably
hear you.
I think you're it's
I think your
breaking up
mic is
I
messed
hear
up
like
or
every other
something.
word.
it's my headphones. It'll be all right. You'll get over it.
How's it going to be all right if we can't
I've
understand
noticed
you?
headphones kind of suck, and you can. It's better without them. If you could try it without it, might be better, bro.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. So yeah, what do you want to talk about? You can talk about anything.
Well, I know you were very
You guys are
excited.
crying about. I'm sorry.
I know you're
Continue.
excited. Jason, what did you have to say?
Nothing. I was just asking what you guys did.
Oh no,
wanted to talk.
we were talking about like the weather not being natural because some of us are saying it's because of dew and harp, and others on the panel are just saying it's just nature taking its course. And we were also talking about the Guidestones and depopulation as well, but others were, and that which is fine because whatever, everyone has their own beliefs.
Harp was the studies back in the 70s and the 80s. They shut that entire study down. It was a Alaska internet, fucking what turned into the internet. I don't believe any of that part of BQK. Sorry, you're not talking me to a chip. And when it comes to weather modification, yes, they can do it. They seed clouds with water molecules to water crops in fucking Africa and a lot of places around the world. But the conspiracy people are ridiculous about this shit. I mean, they still think Bigfoot is fucking real. He'd have been shot by now. There's too many rednecks with guns in this country.
Yeah, that is true. That is true on the Bigfoot stuff.
Bigfoot is located in the south. I thought he was from the northwest.
Yeah. Well, there's enough drugs up there to make people think they see Bigfoot. So
It's
I mean,
Sasquatch.
you're talking about Oregon area, northwest fucking United States. You're borderline Canada. They're weird up there. They legalized everything. You got crackheads walking the fucking streets. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this country?
Isn't that Oregon? Didn't they legalize everything in Oregon?
Yes.
Yeah, Vancouver.
I don't know.
Yes, they legalized everything in Oregon. In Illinois, just set a completely fucking ridiculous cashless bond system.
Well, to be fair, a lot of that bond system was already not being enforced when it came to certain crimes, so I'm just going to leave that alone.
Second degree murder, you should not have a cashless fucking bond.
Right. In theory, you're absolutely correct. But the thing was, they weren't charging people with second degree murder anyway. It was either first degree or
shit.
Right.
It's fucking Illinois. Black on black crime is out the fucking books. It does not fit the structure.
Right. But they're not going to charge someone with second degree murder. They're going to charge someone with first degree murder. Or like premeditated. You're like second degree is just okay.
And
we
that's
can't
the
get
problem.
you for the main thing, so here's a compromise.
No,
Yes,
see, that's the problem.
Majesta,
That's what's wrong with the American
MJ
judicial
is still
system.
asleep.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, it's a little weird. That's what I'm saying.
I am absolutely not saying anybody's wrong. I'm just saying that's what's wrong with the American judicial system is they press charges that won't stick. They hope somebody plea bargains it down.
Yeah.
I might have white privilege, but I was sitting in jail for 2 felonies, and by the time it ended up, I got charged with time served disorderly conduct. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Right. Well, I mean, the system is just about how much money you have, and is your lawyer not a complete retard?
I got a court-appointed fucking lawyer.
Well,
I was young. I didn't have any money. I was young. All right. I was an asshole when I was a kid, but we won't even get into that. This is not the place for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll have our own holy special one of these for that.
Hey, I already told you I'm up for it. I don't fuck what any of these people say.
All right. Yeah, but if I'm still awake, we'll do that.
So, the next topic. This headlines tonight. Headlines. Let's go.
All right, headlines. All right, if you want to review the headlines is a major Hurricane Ian forecast to hit Florida as DeSantis declares a state of emergency. So that's
hurricanes. I haven't looked at the weather, so I can't actually tell you, but I do actually look at the weather because I do live in the middle of the country, tornado country.
Yes, you and me both.
Tornadoes are wild. I've seen tornadoes within a quarter of an acre. They are fucking wild.
You know what's so weird about tornadoes?
Everybody seems.
Oh, what are you saying?
The TV does not give tornadoes justice. From seeing a cloud from the ground to the fucking sky, even if it's a little one, it is. Wow, you cannot even describe it. Like
how close were you? I missed how close you were. Sorry.
I was within a quarter of an acre of an F2 that ran through Beatrice, Nebraska in 19. No, it might have been 07. There's YouTube footage of the actual tornado that I was right next to.
Right. You know what's the weirdest thing about tornado warnings, though?
They're bullshit. The radar indicated these days.
Well, one, the radar indicated, and two, it's like the way they make tornado warnings. Oh, just run to the basement, run to the basement. Well, what the hell's a big deal in that if like someone likes spending time in the basement? Like I remember the last time I had a tornado warning in this area, I just felt like grabbing a 6-pack and eating some food until it passed. Like it wasn't even a big deal compared to some of these other storms.
You know what I actually do when I hear a tornado warning or a severe storm warning is?
What do you do?
I open my garage door and open a 6-pack.
California, like the way the news shows how tornadoes are, it's fucking scary. Until you come out here and actually witness one, it's still scary, but they blow it up way out of proportion.
They are fucking terrifying. Unless you know where to be when you're going to go watch them, they will fucking end you. There is no doubt about it. The last one that hit my area ran through the rich section of town, which was kind of karma, and I laughed about it. And I made a fuckload on like side jobs, but tornadoes are scary. Like you do not want to see one eye to eye.
No, I'm good.
You can sit to the north of them watching bitches fly.
No,
they're awesome.
No, like I actually know people who are storm chasers because they are professionals in that field.
and the Dominator. He is a fucking joke. He is not a fucking real storm chaser.
No, I'm not talking about him.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm
not talking about him. I'm
I
talking about someone
have
in
a
life.
huge storm
Was it
chaser
Chris
follower.
Cantori or some shit like that in the Weather Channel?
I don't know about him. That's not who I was referring to.
No, but I love storm chasers. Storms are awesome.
Right.
I love it. Like
I think he was referring to Jim Cantori.
Yeah, Jim
The one,
Cantori. Yeah, on
yeah,
the Weather Channel.
the one that made up a bunch of crap, basically.
Oh, so he isn't a real storm chaser?
No,
and the guy
anybody on
literally
the news
came
is not
down
actually
here
a storm chaser.
No.
during one of the hurricanes. I forgot which one it was, but they literally like found over like a little flooded area where he could stand while his film crew was right behind him about 3 or 4 feet, in like 2-inch deep water. And he was like in knee deep water.
That sounds about right.
Oh God.
Well, to go on, someone else brought that up earlier that they're fear mongering with the heat this year. Not only there, where California, the UK has got that. Oh, it's getting hot. It gets hot. Temperature happens. Weather happens. But they've amped up of be afraid about it.
Yeah.
See, that goes back into when you're talking about where we're at in the solar cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, that people are so fucking simple. There is more going on than what we can even understand.
Yep.
And I know I'm going to sound crazy, but
not really.
We still cannot build pyramids today in the exact form that they have. I've been to the Louvre. I've seen the Louvre. I've seen the Mona Lisa. I've seen the structures of the Egyptians that are in the fucking Louvre. And the Mona Lisa is like 17 by 27. It's like, why is this so important to our history? Why do people put certain things on a pedestal? There's other things.
There are, but what's the weird part about the pyramids? They're basically open. They're basically glorified funeral homes.
Yep.
The pyramids are an old fuel cycle, a fuel system. We're not from here. Evolution can't prove us. I'm about to sound really fucking crazy, but yeah, we're not from here. It's obvious. We're from Mars. We ruined that planet. We sent some fucking monkeys here, ate some shrooms, and now we're here.
I'm starting to believe that because one of our friends, Gerard Kenyatte, who's a very well-known live streamer, he's always said who's now live in West Texas, trying to recreate his own commune.
Yeah,
he's right, and he's always said, nature never does anything just once. It always repeats itself.
It does. That's why there's a farmer's almanac. I mean, like, old people know shit. People need to realize this. Like, it's ridiculous. They just like, don't trust the government, leave them alone. And here we are 30 years later. Yeah. Alexa, where's the nearest weed dealer? Like, what the fuck are we doing these days? Like, people are fucking stupid.
They really are. They really are.
The evolution is a joke.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the Georgia Guidestones getting blown up?
I fucking laughed about it. Because I thought that shit was a fucking hate monument to begin with. I am not racist. I mean, I am. I hate white people. They are the biggest fucking suckers when it comes to anybody with guilt. Like, why are you guilty about some shit that happened to some people that you have no relation to? Yeah. I'm Irish and Scottish descent. My people were enslaved too. You don't hear me crying about reparations. You want to look at reparations, you can look about whoever round y'all up, which is Africa.
Well, I mean,
go back to Africa and get your reparations there. Now, yes, the United States government did do some fucked up shit to some black people in the 80s. But
in the 80s or the 60s?
No, both. But we'll start. I'm an 80s baby, so
I'm an 80s baby, and I grew up pretty good. think the worst part of
I
it
grew
was
up
in the
great.
60s.
I grew up in the fucking military, Brad. I saw Germany,
Right.
entire Europe. I came to the States and I was like, how are you guys so fucking simple about this race shit? All right, in Paris, the police walk around with fucking Uzis. In the United States, they walk around with Glocks. There's a huge difference in what you guys think is a police state.
Right.
And this is what is coming to America.
Right. I mean, what people don't realize about Europe is it's either a a tightly kept a social democracy, or it just becomes purely fascist. Like there's no like middle ground when it comes to Europe, and right now it's become very fascist. And an example of that is the Alina Lip situation, where she's getting thrown in jail because she disagrees with the government her government when it comes to the Ukraine-Russia war.
Did you just see what happened on Iran?
There's a
This
huge
bitch got
difference
killed
between
in police custody for not wearing her fucking headset.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck they call it, Haji or Habi or whatever.
Good job. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I am not culturally appropriate. They're like, what the fuck? You gonna make women wear a fucking wrap around their fucking head?
It's
like, fuck
like
that.
This
Like,
is one of the.
There's a lot of bitches in America that I wish would wear a wrap around their head, but that's what we call a butterface. But it is what it is.
The point that you made about police in France walking around with Uzis and then complaining that America's a police state, it's kind of a bad comparison to make, because just because they're not walking around with Uzis,
police state.
I'm not saying that either. But the fact that they're militarized now and they got Bearcats and shit, and they can come like swarm your residents, even if they're wrong,
you didn't
and
think
shoot you. No, not like this. Not
like
since
this.
the North Hollywood robbery. That's when they created SWAT.
Exactly. Are those fucking level 3 plates?
Level 3.
If not, get the fuck off my fucking property.
Nah, well,
I don't know what that means.
You need warrants. You need warrants. You need fucking justice. You need fucking proof to come on the property. There is nobody in this country that is that simple to just let the government walk over them.
I could literally call SWAT on you right now, and they'd show up to your residence.
I think
call them. You know what's going to happen?
I'm not saying no. I'm not. No. I'm not going to threaten you. That wasn't a threat.
Not even a threat. I'm fucking telling you. Call them. They're going to show up at the edge of the property line. Where there's a sign that says "No trespassing. Violators will be shot," and they will call me.
Maybe.
That's your stance, and that's right on that you stand like that. But yeah, the ones within the city, they have a militarized police. They are completely.
They do.
They are armed to the teeth with armored vehicles.
Yeah, but still, they can't enter your residence without a warrant.
Yeah, but it's easier for them
and
to
if
get a
they
warrant.
do, you can get shot.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll shoot your pets. They'll shoot your girlfriend. They'll shoot anybody.
I'm talking about the cops getting shot.
Right. Well, in regards to shooting and death, I'm going to
shoot one cop. There's a million more there. They're ants. You can't win against the police.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to quote my friend Paul Jones when it comes to Up the Town Yankee show when it comes to the Georgia Guidestones, and I think he said something along the lines of the reason that they destroyed the Georgia Guidestones is because the plan is already in action, and I'm starting to agree with that.
The plan?
Sorry, that was some redneck with. No, shut up. That was some redneck with fucking fireworks. It was some redneck with fireworks that blew that shit up. Like that's not even
nice.
That's not even Oklahoma City. Like, come on now.
I was dreaming for it and hoping for that would be then that no, they opened up the time capsule and it was all by design. And yeah, 30% of the population is completely asleep and not even knowing.
Well, going back to what Hart was saying about the police being militarized, protests are a thing of the past basically at this point. They're literally they're focused on technology to call protests, which was our right to do.
Have you not watched 2020? I mean, they burned down what, like 5 or 6 cities in America.
That's
And
not peaceful
all
protest. That's a different thing.
Stop. No, the reason why they want to shut down protests is because January 6th, where a bunch of fucking fake feds fired up some rednecks and kicked down some doors and got some killed. That was
that's I'm talking about way before that. I'm talking about
way before that.
In general.
Where you want to start? We can talk from the start.
We can go back let's go back 15 years before Trump was even on the map.
10 years. We can go back to the fucking Gulf of Tonkin.
I said 15.
Which is a complete false.
Listen, listen. My point is that the police are actively they're utilizing technology to quell protests that are all right under the Constitution. You're allowed to protest if it's peacefully. You're not breaking. I'm not talking about breaking down windows, selling fucking Nikes, burning down buildings, throwing down property that's not belonging to you, whatever. I'm talking about people just on the street. They have like these sound waves that they can push towards people that are so unbearable that they disperse immediately. You think that's fucking cool? Like, that's not okay.
Yes, it is.
It
yes,
is.
It is.
All right.
Have you seen what's happened in the last
what are you talking about?
35 years?
Yes, if they're using it towards people that are being violent, that are stealing shit, absolutely, 100%. But if they're using it against people that are just standing there,
my hand here, Canada, of completely our so-called government. When they're full-on smackdown on the protesting, you can't protest. We're going to go after your bank account. We're going to seize this and that, and shut everything down.
That's Canada. You guys don't have a constitution like we do.
That's Canada. It's different. America is different as far as the
if it's a peaceful
goes.
protest, they're not supposed to be out there. But
and I think
you're free to do that.
I would like to believe that everybody in this chat that's an American believes in the Constitution. That's all we have.
Yes, sir.
Then why are you okay with? Then why are you okay with the police creating technology that's first protest that is our right?
Have you seen the guns the federal government put on the street to incite violence?
That's
bro, you're bouncing around from different subjects, bro.
No, it's all wrapped into the same fucking thing.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with the police.
Jason is talking about protests without psychological operations, and he is talking about
protest. There's no such thing as a protest without psychological operations. That is a fact.
There is not
for sure. But
there's not.
Why do you
guys protest? Why do you protest? Because you've seen some shit in the news and you got to get out in the street and block fucking traffic.
That's not necessarily true.
Okay, so explain to me. I failed to see your point. I would like you to explain to me.
You can protest. It does serve a purpose, and it does. That's why do you think they're so afraid of it? Because it shows them that people are. Because it shows them that people are done with their bullshit. Like the Vietnam protests, why do you think they shot all those college students? Because they were afraid.
That was at Kent State, yes.
So explain Columbine. You want to talk about shooting a bunch of students?
That I don't. All right, I'm done.
Exactly.
What does that have to do with a protest? That was those were kids that were bullied, innocent kids.
That's what you need to realize.
That is entirely different.
No, it's not.
How are you going to compare Columbine to the Kansas shooting of college students by the government? Are you saying the Columbine kids were trained by the government to go shoot kids? Is that what you're saying? Then what the fuck are you talking about?
The last 5 have not been white.
All right. Well, on that note, this was actually a great show, and I think we need to have a Hoey versus Justin debate.
Yes, we do.
One of these days.
He is delusional as fuck.
Well, for whatever reasons, whoever believes what. But anyway, we should have that type of show soon. And yeah, on that note, we thank everyone for joining the show. We thank Scott Jr. for being
around.
We thank, of course, Harsh Reality Zone and word spell magician himself, Hard Owner, for being here. We thank Mary Jane for being here. We thank, of course, Justin Del Toro for keeping the show together during the California debates, and we thank Jason, everyone's favorite Crip, Jason, for joining as well.
Yeah, you gotta show me how to Crip walk. I don't know.
I got you. I'll send you a video.
Right.
Yes,
and we would. Thank Hoey for joining as well. So.
Absolutely.
No, I know.
All right.
What?
Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend.
All right. Well, this has been the Friday edition of the CrayolaSec Harsh Reality. Had fun. Finally got some stuff ironed out, but we have some frozen graphics right now for some odd reason. So we'll go ahead and not sure what happened there, but on that note, this has been a production of Pelican Media Limited.
Hey, let me do a
Copyright
shout out.
2022.
Best Big Mama Crib, cuz.
Anyway, Jason was great, and Justin, kept the show going. So that was a great show tonight. And remember, life is harsh, but everyone's a living. And get your crayons already. Quit coloring within the lines. Take care and have a great rest of your weekend.